He'll get the ball to start the second half. Rookie Greg Zuerlein kicking off, and Ted Ginn Jr. back to receive. 3 career kickoff returns for a touchdown, but none this season, and averaging 24 yards a return. So the Rams want the 49ers on offense first. Longtime rivals, 126th meeting, 1 game. 49ers are up 1 game in the series. That's how close the series has been, although San Francisco has dominated most recently.
And San Francisco is dominated here at home, Chris. I mean, their home record over the last 14 games is really, really impressive.
Week 10 underway. 49ers Rams from the end zone. It is Ted Ginn. And stopped short of the 20-yard line, where Alex Smith, who comes in completing 69% of his throws, 12 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, and a guy who led this 49er team to the NFC Championship game last year before they fell to the Giants.
Yeah, and he is bursting with confidence. We talked to him the other day. Michael Crabtree has really gotten it going, and part of a good group of backs and wide receivers for sure. And then the offensive line. I mean, the volume and variety of the running game and the running plays, these guys, I mean, it is impressive to watch them over the last several weeks.
Sunny, California cool, 60 degrees. 1st and 10 from the 20. Frank Gore. Excellent defense up front. That's Kendall Langford, and those defensive tackles have to play well for this Ram defense to counter that versatile running game.
Chris, I think it's the whole key. I mean, if you look at this group of the front 4, if they don't play great, not just good, they've got to play great today to really try to slow down that 49er run game. James Laurinaitis, the man in the middle, the quarterback of their defense. And then you look at their back end. Trumaine Johnson gets the start, the 3rd-round pick rookie for Janoris Jenkins.
After the 1-yard loss, 2nd down 11, Alex Smith sets a throw, has nowhere to go, and the Rams bring him down. Brockers and Quinn. Michael Brockers, the #1 draft pick out of LSU this year, and Robert Quinn, the #1 choice of the Rams last year, in on the tackle.
Well, Alex Smith wanted to get rid of this ball quickly over the middle of the field to Vernon Davis. Look at his eyes. He is going right to Vernon. He has to pull off of him because of the coverage by Jolon Dunbar, which really allows the pass rush to get there. One thing these Rams can do, especially that guy right there, Robert Quinn, is they can pile up some sack numbers on you.
2 plays for the 49ers, both resulting in negative yardage. On 3rd down, Smith sets up a screen and completes to Gore, who's trying to cut loose but can't. Just across the 21-yard line, and it's going to be a 3-and-out for the 49er offense, and an early win for the underdog Rams on the road.
And that's the situation. Jeff Fisher, the head coach, told us they've got to get the 49ers in the 3rd and longs and get off the field on 3rd down, somewhere where they've really struggled over the last 3 games, that being the Rams defense. Nice play out there, though, by Cortland Finnegan, really kind of slowing down that screen, which was set up really nice.
Danny Amendola, the star receiver, but also big for the Rams as a punt returner, coming off that collarbone, that clavicle injury, as the Andy Lee boot on a line to Amendola, and gets across the 45-yard line. Here comes a flag thrown at the 44 over on the Rams side of the field. It was a 43-yard punt, an 8-yard return. We will check the flag here. That's our referee, Cleet Blakeman.
During the return, illegal block in the back. Return team, number 23. 10-yard penalty, 1st down St. Louis.
Rodney McLeod called for the infraction.
And you can see the 49er gunner, the guy who's pursuing down, is out of bounds. He comes back in, and then there, Rodney McLeod, who's number 33, not 23, hits Jermaine Brock right in the back. Good call.
So backed at the 34-yard line, the Rams, the last 3 games, 30 penalties during that 3-game losing streak. Youngest team, youngest roster in the NFL. Steven Jackson, the veteran, gets across the 35-yard line. Sam Bradford quietly having a very productive year, like Alex Smith, a #1 overall draft choice back in 2010.
And Danny Amendola back, as we said in the open, is huge because he's been Sam's security blanket since Sam Bradford, the quarterback, got to St. Louis. So certainly gives him a level of comfort. You look at their offensive line. Roger Saffold back in the lineup today is big for this offensive line. He has missed several games with a knee injury.
2nd down, 8, Rams first possession. Jackson again has some running room, and Steven Jackson across the 45-yard line for a Ram first down. Steven Jackson, who has been the ultimate pro all the productive years and never complaining, never playing on a playoff team. In fact, before the game, going over to say hi to Frank Gore as we check the 49er defense.
And both of those defensive tackles playing good. Isaac Sapuaga just got rolled on that last play by Lance Kendricks. Very good group of linebackers. Alden Smith doing a great job rushing the passer again. And then Deshaun Goldson, an underrated safety here for the 49ers. He's having a Pro Bowl type year.
Danny Amendola dancing around in motion. They're going to run Jackson again, and he's fighting hard to midfield. Nearing the age of 30, over 400 yards rushing, averaging 3.7. That's below where he'd like to be, and only has 1 touchdown on the ground.
And people forget what a great player Steven Jackson has been in this league for a long, long time. And he's only getting 13 carries a game. And part of that is Daryl Richardson, their 7th-round pick, and as good as he is. But I promise you, Steven Jackson, despite what you may have heard, you put on the tape, this guy's still got gas left in the tank. He can go.
He's been to 3 Pro Bowls from midfield. One more time, Steven Jackson breaks a tackle or 2 and looks like he has another first down. He talked this week about hearing his name attached to trade rumors. In fact, the Rams did not get a call regarding Steven Jackson. But he said, this is where I want to be. I want to be here. If I have to share time with Daryl Richardson, the rookie number 26, if that's my role, then that's what I'll do. It is a first down from the 43 now of San Francisco. It's been all Steven Jackson. Bradford, quick throw, open and complete. Danny Amendola with his first catch back, setting up St. Louis. Let's get game break and check in with Los Angeles.
Chris, thanks. Jets at the Seahawks. Seattle 5-4, trying to keep within distance of the 49ers. Look at Russell Wilson, Golden Tate. That one for 38 yards, 7-0 Seahawks. Seattle 4-0 at home on the year. Chris and Tim, back to you.
Thanks, Patrick. Of course, the 49ers beat Seattle earlier this year. They'll play again up in the Pacific Northwest. It'll have a lot to say about the NFC West.
Here's a look at that man coverage the 49ers, I think, are going to deploy all day against the Rams.
Bradford has time. Wide open and complete. That's Brian Quick. Touchdown, Rams. With rookie Chris Gibbons inactive for violating team rules, the other rookie out of Appalachian State, the 2nd rounder, Brian Quick, with a 36-yard touchdown catch.
Chris, they talked about attacking Chris Culliver. There's the matchup right there, and watch him miss on the jam and fall down. And once you do that in man coverage, look at all the open real estate around Brian Quick, and there's the big body and the strength of Quick to use his left arm and just fend off Deshaun Goldson and push it in for a touchdown. Good to see that for the Rams with their high pick wide receiver, who has really had a lot of trouble assimilating in terms of productivity in the NFL game.
At 6'3", 220, a big target for Sam Bradford. And there is Chris Gibbons, who had been on a roll when Amendola was out of the lineup. The rookie from Wake Forest. Again, Jeff Fisher not standing for team violations and not active for this game, along with Janoris Jenkins. They're confirming upstairs automatic scoring play review to make sure that Quick got in.
Well, clearly the ball passed the plane. Did he step out of bounds before? I think it's confirmed. That's a touchdown.
The officials confirm, and for Brian Quick, his first career touchdown. On for the extra point is Greg Zuerlein. Johnny Hecker, the rookie punter, also the holder. And the Rams strike first. 6 plays covering 66 yards. It started out with Steven Jackson, but a quick score for the Rams. Tim Ryan, Chris Myers. There is Chris Culliver, the 3rd corner for the 49er defense, which had not allowed a touchdown pass of 20 yards or more until Brian Quick scored from 36 yards out.
Yeah, that's right. And Culliver, I got to tell you, he has really been playing well for the San Francisco 49ers. And you go study him, and teams that have thrown at him have not had a lot of success. But you miss at the line of scrimmage like that, one-on-one, you don't have any help over the top. Besides that deep safety sitting in the middle of the field, cooked. And then Sam Bradford obviously threw an accurate laser to his wideout.
Zuerlein, who started it with a kick to Ted Ginn Jr. And here's Ginn again, bringing it out of the end zone and stopped short of the 20-yard line once again. We talked about the disciplinary action taken by Jeff Fisher with his young players, and one of those being Chris Gibbons. So who steps up? Brian Quick to give the Rams the 7-0 advantage. '49ers not only worried about the division, but maybe the best record in the NFC, with the Giants losing today and the previously unbeaten Falcons falling to New Orleans, and of course Seattle just behind, a game and a half in the NFC West of San Francisco. From the 19-yard line.
Encroachment. Defense. Number 98. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
It's already 2 penalties on the Rams, who are averaging 10 a game.
Well, you think of their first 5 games, 31 penalties for the Rams in the first 5 games. You look at the last 3, 30 penalties. Not good, and that was really a big part of what happened in London against New England. This team had 12 penalties. 2 of the last 3 games, 12 penalties in each game. Self-inflicted wounds.
And the Rams led that game 7-0 early and got blown out. Alex Smith pitching to Frank Gore, who gets a first down across the 30-yard line. Let's get a game break. Check in with Patrick O'Neill.
Dallas at Philly, NFC East. Michael Vick, 2-yard touchdown pass. Look at this one-handed grab by Riley Cooper. Cooper's first touchdown of the year. He missed the first 5 games with a collarbone injury. That one may be the catch of the day. Philly leading Dallas 7-0 in the first. Chris and Tim.
And Patrick, both the Eagles and Cowboys, the same number of wins as the Rams coming into today. 3. Kendall Hunter checks in as the running back for Frank Gore. And first down from just across the 30, and Hunter gets the carry. Across the 35-yard line before James Laurinaitis from his middle linebacker spot makes the tackle.
Good conversation with James Laurinaitis yesterday in preview of this game. And the 49ers have so much volume and variety, Chris, to their running game. And I promise you, by far the most in the NFL. And what James said is you really just got to play old school gap control football. You know, they have enough gimmicks in their arsenal that it makes you kind of think and hesitate on the real running plays. You just got to trust your eyes and be an old school football player, and they can have some success by doing it that way.
From the 36 of San Francisco, Frank Gore is back in. Alex Smith to throw, and incomplete. Looked like he had Mario Manningham, the ex-Giant, open.
I'll tell you, the 49ers look a little bit funky in terms of the bye week, and I think a bye week in the NFL can do a couple of things. I think for the Rams, it was good to kind of rehabilitate, if you will, after what's happened to them for the last couple of weeks. They've come out with some good timing here on both sides of the ball. But the 49ers, they've been a little bit out of rhythm here in their first 5 plays of this football game.
An early third down test for Alex Smith. Throws low, but hauled in by Crabtree. And Michael Crabtree has a first down up near the 48-yard line. His 40th catch of the season.
Well, you get so many guys that get concerned with the tight end, Vernon Davis, who's going to run a corner route, and then it really creates space for Crabtree to run that little pivot route in and then back out, and there's nobody near him. Look at the 2 defenders back there with Vernon Davis. I think Vernon Davis is the MVP of this offense. His numbers would not prove it with what he's done this year, Chris, but he is a magnet. He draws coverage just about every play.
Frank Gore with the carry. Stopped short of midfield. Frank Gore, not as many carries. The carries are down a bit because he shares time with Hunter, but that average of 5.5 a carry coming into the game, a career high point for him.
Awesome. And he's always been a great fit in terms of the power run game with the patience, the vision. kind of letting those blocks develop, the down blocks by the tackles and the tight ends, and following those guards out into space. This scheme that Greg Roman is running and the run plays he's dialing up are suited perfectly for Frank Gore.
On second down 9 from the 49-yard line, it's Gore. And he gets down inside the 45 of the Rams. It'll be 3rd and short.
I think the biggest thing with the 49ers is watch the offensive guards, Mike Iupati and Alex Boone, number 75 and 77, and watch how they get out in space as huge men and get on people. And they both pulled to the right, and it was the tackles, Joe Staley and Anthony Davis, who were able to wash down inside on those linebackers and create some running lanes.
3rd and 2. Met hard and knocked back. It'll be 4th down. It was Jermel Cudjoe, the backup defensive tackle. Gore could not get the first down.
Now that is a nice play on the interior to force the 4th down. And Cudjoe was like a pinball in there. I mean, he is pushing Jonathan Goodwin to the left. You'll see him lined up right over Jonathan Goodwin, the center. He'll push him to the left and then fire back in to the left guard, Iupati, and not get moved at all. And that is a tough task because Mike Iupati moves just about everybody when he gets his hands on him. Well done by Cudjoe.
3rd negative play on the part of the 49er offense forced by the Rams. Andy Lee, who's a specialist at this. Fair catch called for, placed at the 7.5-yard line. Rams will take over after a 38-yard punt with no return. Always a good scene in the Bay Area. We're glad you're watching the NFL on Fox. Rams' second possession. They start from their own 7-yard line. Steven Jackson up near the 14-yard line. The field position game important here.
Well, ideally for an offense, if you're Brian Schottenheimer, the offensive coordinator, you'd love to go 88 and score and get a touchdown. But I think the true ambition for offenses when they're backed up is at least get 1 first down, get it out near the 25-yard line. If you do have to punt, at least you're in good position to keep your field position game going and punt it to their side of the field.
Jackson again, his 6th carry of the game. And looks like he has another Ram first down. Let's check in with Patrick O'Neill for a game break.
Chris, thanks a lot. Jets, Seahawks, and Niner fans might like seeing this. Here's Russell Wilson. You don't see a lot of rookie mistakes out of him so far. Perhaps that's it. He coughs it up. Mike DeVito caused the fumble. Muhammad Wilkerson, 21-yard touchdown. Tied at 7. New York Jets have lost 4 or 5. Must win for them. Back to Chris and Tim.
Thanks, Patrick. And, of course, the Seahawks chasing the 49ers here in the NFC West, as are Rams. 1st and 10. Sam Bradford. Middle of the field open and caught. Lance Kendricks held on across the 35-yard line.
This is a nice play call by Brian Schottenheimer. You got 3 tight ends over here. There's 1 running back in the backfield, so a lot of the 49ers certainly thinking run. Navarro Bowman, Patrick Willis, not a lot of depth in their drop. If you watch, Lance Kendricks just slides in right behind him, and another accurate throw from Sam Bradford.
21st catch of the season for Kendricks, a 17-yard gain. Rams have dug out the hole. That's Amendola in motion. Goes to the top of your screen. Bradford rolling. Here comes a flag. And the pass toward the sideline is caught by Amendola. Then he goes out of bounds, but we have to check the flag on the other side of the field. Rams already with 2 penalties in this opening quarter. Jim Harbaugh looking on.
Illegal formation. Offense. Number 76 was on the end of the line, did not appeal it as eligible. 5-yard penalty. Replay, first down.
That's on left tackle Roger Saffold, who's back after that knee injury that took him out in week 2.
And they have had their hands full up front in terms of staying healthy with their offensive line. Chris, this is a story that's 2 years old. I mean, they have been a mash unit. And the offensive line, a lot like a secondary on defense, you really got to get and stack games together so those guys get quality play and really a band of brothers, all 5 together.
And the rookie, Daryl Richardson, in for Jackson. And look at him go! Tripped up at the 35-yard line by Aldon Smith. There's a flag down back at the 30-yard line.
Personal foul, grabbing the face mask. Defense, number 91. 15-yard penalty will be added to the end of the run. First down, St. Louis.
Ray McDonald on the defensive line called for the face mask, so we'll tack on 15 to a 33-yard run.
Easy to see right there as Ray McDonald reached out with his left hand after he was getting blocked by Barry Richardson and just grabs the face mask of Richardson. But boy, I'll tell you, really good block by Lance Kendricks, really to have the kick out to open up that running lane, and that's exactly where the 49ers anticipated them attacking him, right there on the edge.
Chris Culliver in, the corner they picked on last time, is in for the 49ers. Steven Jackson in the backfield. Jackson gets the carry. Steven Jackson had to share time with the rookie Daryl Richardson, again a 7th-round draft pick. Isaiah Peed, the rookie running back from Cincinnati, was taken in the 2nd round, but Richardson worked his way up the depth chart and into games, and now shares the load with Jackson.
And they haven't been able to have the volume of runs in terms of the number of runs per game because they've trailed in some games, but they do run for 4.2 a carry. And if you look at the 49ers, as good as they are, go back to the Giants game, go to the first half of the Seahawks game, there have been some cracks in their run defense. It's getting exploited right now by the Rams.
Lance Kendricks, the tight end, comes out to the bottom of your screen as a receiver from the 20-yard line. Bradford throws and completes. That's Danny Amendola, who's got a first down inside the 10. It'll be 1st and goal for the Rams.
That guy is a human punt returner in space. Danny Amendola, there he is, and watch him run the out route. He's going to go in, he's going to pivot back out. Look at that separation and then the broken tackle. Navarro Bowman's got no chance to tackle him. I mean, that is just full-blown quickness in space by Danny Amendola. Good for the Rams to get him back.
From the 7-yard line, the Rams will bring in 3 tight ends. I mean, this is one of the best defenses in the NFL, and the Rams are working over. Steven Jackson, and that is a touchdown. Eight carries for Steven Jackson. He punches it in the end zone.
Chris, this is the 2nd time they've run this old wham play. They take the tight end and they just block the nose, and then they hope to get a block on Patrick Willis with Harvey Dahl, and it's going to create a huge running lane. And that's too easy. Cutting through the 49ers like melted butter right now.
For Jackson, his 2nd rushing touchdown of the year, 54th rushing touchdown in his career as a member of the Rams. And Zerline's extra point. And we got a stunner going early. A 7-yard touchdown run by Steven Jackson. A 93-yard drive. And the underdog Rams have a 14-0 lead here in San Francisco. Fox College Football Saturday this week, a Pac-12 face-off. A battle for Los Angeles, USC and UCLA, and then it's a doubleheader. Oklahoma, the Sooners against the Mountaineers of West Virginia. Coverage of Fox College football begins Saturday, 2:30 Eastern, 11:30 Pacific. And with Alabama losing, what a shakeup. Kansas State and Oregon moving on up. And Jim Harbaugh somewhat baffled here, the worst first quarter for this team this year.
Well, it's what we were talking about earlier. What Jeff Fisher told us of the Rams. You know, a bye week can have a couple of different effects. You can work on things and come together, or you can lose some timing and rhythm. The 49ers clearly have lost some timing and rhythm on both sides of the ball.
Zerline's kick, and for the 3rd time, Ted Ginn Jr. brings it out, waiting for blockers. Trying to get outside. Ball comes out. 49ers 49ers retain possession across the 20-yard line. Bradley Fletcher causing the loose ball. The Rams come in with 3 wins. The 49ers with 6, but things are upside down here. Alex Smith going over the place. Didn't expect to be down 14-0. Don't think his head coach did either. From the 22-yard line. 1st and 10 for the 49ers.
What did Jim Harbaugh tell us Friday? Play your best or get beat.
He said we're only guaranteed a 6-10 season. And Alex Smith is going to have to run and slide. And he's hit at the 25-yard line by Jolon Dunbar. Now they throw the ball as little as any team in the league, the fewest passes. They're going to have to adjust that game plan given this scenario.
Well, they might have to if Alex keeps taking shots like that. He just got hammered right on his nameplate by Jolon Dunbar. Oh, man, that is crushing. No, Chris, I don't think they do. I mean, you got 3/4 of football left. Their formula for winning is 28 to 30 runs, period. And they have got 7 out of 11 plays. They've run the football, that last one being Alex Smith on a scramble. No, absolutely not. Stick to their game plan.
Smith on 2nd down to throw. Complete. Vernon Davis with his first catch of the day near the 1st down marker. The spot, it'll depend on whether that's good enough for the 1st down. Quentin Michael was back there with him.
One thing about
it is a 1st down.
Yeah, and one thing about Alex Smith, and there's been a lot of news in the Bay Area, you know, that Vernon hasn't been the guy in the offense and what's going on. Well, a lot of times he's double covered. Anytime it's soft zone and he's running free or he's got man coverage, I can guarantee you Alex is looking the way at number 85.
From the 32-yard line, 1st quarter winding down. And it is a 1st and 10 for the 49ers. Frank Gore, the football, and across the 35, across the 40, up there another 49er 1st down. Looked like he was going to be stopped right away, and he just kept on chugging. And that'll bring an end to the opening quarter, with the Rams leading the 49ers 14-0. But San Francisco's on the move. Fox NFL Sunday continues in a moment. Veterans Day weekend, a special moment here at Candlestick Park in San Francisco. And thank you, veterans across the globe, around the world, in all branches of the armed service. We appreciate what you do for us and have done.
And a huge happy birthday to the U.S. Marine Corps. Yesterday, 237 years for the Marines.
1st down 49ers with Frank Gore in the backfield from their own 43-yard line. Trailing 14-0 to start the 2nd quarter. Alex Smith goes down. He faked, and the Rams were right there. Michael Brockers from his tackle spot with the sack.
Tell you, you watched the rookie 1st-round pick out of LSU who had an ankle injury earlier in the year. He is starting to flash, and he's going to beat Alex Boone. That's the Frank Gore run where actually Frank picked up a 1st down, but he ran right by Alex Boone. Alex Smith tried to roll out to the right and buy himself a little time with that little sprint out protection, and Michael Brockers was having none of it. You love to see the big man moving like Michael Brockers just did there to go on the quarterback.
Loss of 7, so 2nd and 17, 2nd sack of the game for the Rams. Frank Gore, and the Rams are right there. It'll bring up 3rd and long. Langford and Brockers just keep clogging up the middle, and the crowd here a little impatient.
And I'll give Michael Brockers all the credit for that play because Joe Staley was trying to pull up inside and release down the line. Here's Brockers there, and Staley's trying to release in there and lead the way, but watch how Michael Brockers squeezes Mike Potty. There's nowhere for Joe Staley to get up inside that crack and lead for the running back. That's all about Michael Brockers, what we call shrinking the hole. He took that offensive guard and just stuffed him right into where the ball and Joe Staley were trying to go.
3rd down. Need to get all the way to the 47 of the Rams for a 1st down. Alex Smith's throw is underneath, and Crabtree has it. And what an effort. He's near the 1st down marker. Crabtree, who's been a Ram killer. He has a touchdown in each of the last 4 games against the Rams. Caught that on the run. And dashed towards the 1st down marker.
Yeah, just a shallow crossing route. But watch the blocking by 3 49ers out in front. Vernon Davis, Mario Manningham, Kyle Williams all had good blocks to give Crabtree enough time to get to the 1st down stick.
We're going to get a measurement here so that not rule it a first down catch. If he's short, it'll be fourth down and decision time for Jim Harbaugh.
One thing I think that's becoming evident this year and certainly over the last few games is the rapport that Alex Smith established with Michael Crabtree in the summer. And really for Crabtree, his first healthy offseason. We all know he had the foot injury the first couple of years, unable to do a lot in the offseason. He and Alex Smith spent so much time together this summer, and that trust value is alive.
That's how short the 49ers are. And with that offensive line, a line that was called the best offensive line in football by Jeff Fisher, you would think that they can get an inch.
What did I say earlier? That the Rams defensive line has to play great in this game for them to really be able to hang with the 49ers. Chris, so far that defensive line for St. Louis has been terrific, inside and out.
Fourth and inches.
Well, I like the call when you have a lot of trust in your defense. But right now, the defense, I don't know how much trust they have in those guys getting gashed for 14 early points.
An early tipping point in this game. The officials, the clock never stopped running, so the officials need to reset the clock. Too much time ran off.
Yeah, that clock.
That's the game clock. You have to stop that when you have to stop the game to take a measurement. So they're going to have to reset it. I mean, this isn't soccer here.
Maybe someone has an early flight after the game they got to get to.
You could just drive home.
We are checking the game clock for accuracy.
Jeff Fisher's got to be pumped with how his football team is playing. He hasn't even had to pull a gadget out yet. They're just beating him with the old-fashioned football.
You know, Tim, you sit in production meetings with coaches and players before a game, and they always sound confident. You know, they never come into the meeting and say, we don't like what we're doing. But Sam Bradford and Jeff Fisher seemed very confident about approaching this game, what they had, how they matched up.
I believe this about Jeff Fisher, and I've known Jeff for a long time. And Sam Bradford has said it. Other players have said it. Jeff's confidence, no matter what the situation is, win or lose, his confidence makes the players feel confident. In this game, this NFL game, everybody's skilled.
Is correct. Fourth and short.
Everybody's skilled, but most of this game's really from the neck up and about confidence and believing in yourself. Jeff instills that in all his players.
Now they're supposed to reset the clock to 13 minutes and 34 seconds. And hopefully we will be able to do that as well. It doesn't change the down or distance for the 49ers.
Nobody reset anything because that clock stayed there and it's ticking away.
Alex Smith keeps and plunges forward. '49ers 2 out of 4 going for it on fourth down so far this season, and when they unpile, we'll get a better idea how this looks. Rams have scored on their first 2 possessions to build a 14-0 lead.
You know, Sam Bradford didn't play in either game last year against the 49ers out with injury. His rookie year, he played really well against San Francisco.
Well, they're going to maybe measure again, but they also need to reset the clock so that we have an accurate amount of time. This is the first time this season that the Rams scored touchdowns in consecutive drives, and to do it against this 49er defense, even more impressive.
Got it by a chain link.
49ers convert as Alex Smith keeps on 4th and inches.
And just right behind Jonathan Goodwin. Didn't really take it right or left, just got right behind his center and was able to plow ahead for that needed yard. Just off to the right side of him.
47-yard line of the Rams. Fresh set of downs for the 49ers. Alex Smith has it. Middle of the field. Crabtree. Inside the 30 of the Rams. 19-yard pickup.
There's 15 there, and he is coming out of the left side there, just inside the 50, and he just watches Trumaine Johnson turn and bail. As soon as he saw the rookie corner flip his hips and start running, he broke it right off to the inside, timed up perfectly with Alex Smith.
And Trumaine Johnson is in for Janoris Jenkins, the rookie who had been starting but was suspended along with Chris Givens. If you tuned in late, we're violating team policy on this road trip. Deactivated today. Frank Gore with a hole. Inside the 20. Out of the 16, 17-yard line before Craig Dahl came up from his safety spot. Another 49er first down.
And one thing, when you turn on the tape and watch these 49er running backs, watch their legs and their feet. I mean, those are like pistons just pumping. And Frank Gore has got such a low center of gravity. And Cortland Finnegan and Laurinaitis get an eyeful here. When Gore comes at you, look at that dip. It's knee pads and shoulder pads. What are you going to tackle? Because of how low he runs with his feet just churning.
Steven Jackson has a touchdown on 8 carries, 44 yards. 8 carries for Gore, 38 yards. Alex Smith sets up a screen to Gore. Missed tackle. Goes out of bounds. 10th play of the drive, and they've run it 5 and thrown it 5. Jeff Fisher called this 49er offense, and not in a derogatory way. He said, you know, there's a dink and dunk kind of pass offense. They're a dink and dunk run offense.
And they're patient with it, and that's the beauty. And I give the 49ers a lot of credit. Greg Roman, the offensive coordinator, other than the 2 hiccups, the losses, they will stick to their game plan and be patient with the run.
Kendall Hunter, the carry, gets inside the 9 of the Rams.
Watch Mike Iupati, the left guard, and the athleticism as he's pulling. He's hurdling guys. He's jumping over people. That's the thing. These guys are so big, yet so impressive in space. And when you run that big power game and you're pulling your guards out, and they're blocking linebackers and safeties and sometimes corners, athleticism is at a premium, and both of their guards, especially Iupati, have a lot of it.
It's 3rd and 2. Frank Gore is back in. He gets the pitch. And Frank Gore, here comes a flag. Frank Gore is brought down eventually at the 8-yard line, but a flag on the Rams side of the field.
Tell you what, Chris Long over the years has given the 49ers a headache with his nonstop motor and his skill set. He's the guy that really forces this play to not work.
Talk about Greg Roman referring to Chris Long. He had people chuckling. He called him a rolling ball of butcher knives. That's how he described the way he plays. It's a good description, whether it's a run or a pass play.
Well, the beauty of Chris is not just an effort guy, a nonstop motor guy. He is unbelievably talented in terms of speed and strength and his technique and how he plays low.
Illegal formation, offense. Number 10, the wideout covered up the tight end. It's a 5-yard penalty. Replay 3rd down.
I think Jeff Fisher wanted to see how close they would be to a first down. Otherwise, he might have declined. But a 5-yard penalty for illegal formation against the 49ers. That'll make it 3rd and 7 from the 14 as they mark it off. They still have to rework the clock. We'll try and help out our viewers on that once the officials help us get that back in line on our screen. But a key 3rd down. They went for it on 4th and short.
Now this will be huge for Jeff Fisher and the defense. I mean, they were throttled against the Patriots in their last game. The Patriots were 6 of 7 down here in the money zone, the red zone. This will be big for their confidence and their psyche if they can get a stop here, the Rams.
Randy Moss, top of your screen with single coverage. They'll go underneath the Crabtree. Crabtree, touchdown. He's in the end zone. He has had a touchdown in each of his last 5 games against the Rams. 49ers leading receiver on a 14-yard catch and carry into the end zone.
How's that guy get that wide open down in that area of the field? I don't get it.
The extra point by Akers. And the 49ers have responded with a 12-play, 78-yard drive and a clutch third down connection between Alex Smith and Michael Crabtree. The 49ers are within 7. Tim Ryan, Chris Myers here in San Francisco. And to clarify, Mike Pereira, our rules analyst, saying that 1 minute and 12 seconds that ran off the clock, the officiating mistake during the measurement is gone. Cannot be made up. We officially move on.
I think it's like a challenge. You've got an option to challenge until the ball is snapped. Once the ball is snapped, you lose your opportunity to do that. And that's what Jim Harbaugh, I think, during the intermission there, during the break, was trying to figure out.
But the good news for the 49er fans here is they reach the end zone here in the second quarter. So 8:13, we're going to go with that time. As Isaiah Peed on the run fumbles the football, gets it back. Tries to work up the sideline, but stopped short of the 15-yard line. We have been turnover free so far. After trailing 14-0, Alex Smith and Michael Crabtree get the 49ers a little closer. Rams take over on offense from their own 15. They've had 2 possessions, 2 touchdowns, a 36-yard pass from Bradford to rookie Brian Quick, and Steven Jackson ran one in. 49ers just answered on the Crabtree touchdown catch. Jackson carries again, running it outside. And he'll pick up a yard or 2. Excellent tackle by Carlos Rogers.
Let's go back to the Crabtree touchdown. And here's how he gets so open. Cortland Finnegan's coming on a blitz. Then safety Quentin Michael's going to run with Delaney Walker. This corner will be on Randy Moss. So Michael Crabtree just breaks it off in the open field. And Craig Dahl is no match for him. One little move inside. Good vision to make another cut on the other defender. And Crabtree has been a ram killer throughout his career.
Second and 8. Jackson has a hole. Gets across the 22-yard line. Navarro Bowman, the 49ers leading tackler, makes the stop. And on the clock issue, we had a minute 12 run off during a measurement, and you cannot, after a legal play or a kick, you can't go back and reset.
It's like a challenge. It's like the opportunity to challenge
something. We've had too many, Tim, too many clock issue problems.
It needs to be addressed with the competition committee at season's end.
And even Jeff Fisher was saying it's an issue here. On 3rd and 2. Bradford. Brandon Gibson couldn't hold it. It was a dangerous throw. It'll be 4th down.
Let's give Deshaun Goldson some credit, too. The safety who got up there in coverage and looked like he used his left arm to bat it out. As it's going to Brandon Gibson. Watch Deshaun Golden's left hand whap. Gets his hand on the football and then just rips it. Well done by Goldson, who's having a fantastic year.
Ted Ginn Jr. back to receive the punt from rookie Johnny Hekker, who's standing at his own 13. Here comes a flag, and spun out of bounds at the 45-yard line is Ginn.
It's going to be a hold on Chris Culliver, Chris, as he was running down with, as we said, we call it the gunner, the guy in the punt coverage who's running on the sideline. He just grabbed him and tackled him and ripped him to the ground. This will go against Culliver.
44-yard punt. The 12-yard return will be negated because of the penalty.
During the return, holding, return team number 29. It's a 10-yard penalty. First down, San Francisco.
And so, Tim, another penalty on the 49ers. One of those things that you were talking about after a bye week. Sometimes teams, players just not as sharp. Alex Smith has been sacked twice in this game, but since he was hit by Jolon Dunbar, he hadn't been right.
Chris, he is not right. And Colin Kaepernick is now in the game. Here's the hit earlier, a couple of drives ago, and Alex Smith just watching him on the sideline and the look on his face. There is something wrong physically for sure.
Colin Kaepernick is in. He's played in 4 games this season, 5 out of 9 passing. Second-year player from Nevada. He's set to throw, but he can run it. Near a 49er first down. They've used Kaepernick on some option plays, but to come in and run the offense, if it's his game the rest of the way, that's a different story.
Well, they have spent a lot of time with him for sure for this opportunity if Alex gets nicked or gets hurt, for Colin Kaepernick to come in and function as an NFL quarterback. Not a quarterback that can run and throw intermittently. A full-blown NFL quarterback that sets and makes quick decisions and throws accurate out of the pocket.
He did pick up 10, so on first down he gives to Gore. And Frank Gore is in Ram territory just across midfield. Let's get a game break and check in with Patrick O'Neill.
Well, it's Curt Menefee, and much like your Alex Smith situation, Michael Vick hits his head on the turf a couple times in the game against Dallas. He has now left the game. They're checking him for a concussion. The rookie Nick Foles out of Arizona in for his first NFL action. Game tied at 7 in the second quarter. Chris and Tim?
Yeah, Kurt, sorry about that. We had a quarterback change here. Say hi to Patrick and Terry and Howie and all. Alex Smith, after that shot, tried to stay in the game. The Jolan Dunbar hit from earlier, but Kaepernick in on second down. Gore has a first down, 49ers. Frank Gore and Steven Jackson, 2 running backs who have carried the load for their team, and the doctors, the medical staff and trainer checking on Alex Smith as we go back to the play when he ran out of the pocket and Jolan Dunbar hit him.
Oh, yeah, that's just a smashing shot from the linebacker, and Alex gets up slow. And they are certainly checking him out over on the sideline.
He was on the injury report coming into the game for a right finger.
Yeah, this is more than the right finger. I promise you.
The least of his problems now. Kaepernick has time. Incomplete for Vernon Davis.
And Vernon Davis was open running away from James Laurinaitis. And Kaepernick just looked unsure of himself that time. I mean, he extended the play by just kind of hitching around and moving his feet in the pocket. And then when it was time to throw to the open Vernon Davis, it almost looked like he just shot-putted it out there with no accuracy.
It'll be 2nd and 10 as Alex Smith has been shaken up in this game. From the 43 of the Rams. Rams lead 14-7. That's Gore, who's met hard, and it'll bring up third down. Chris Long in on the stop. Since that hit, though, Alex Smith stayed in the game, completed passes through the touchdown pass on third down to Crabtree. But we watched his mannerisms on the sideline from up here, and Tim, you noticed it right away. He was off.
Well, I looked at his eyes, and we had it here during the break and had a camera on him and looked into his eyes, and you could see the frustration and the pain and the grimace and something clearly wrong with Alex Smith now sitting there with his head down.
Kendall Hunter checks in with Kaepernick on third down. Here comes a flag. Kaepernick gets out of the tackle and throws on the run to Kendall Hunter. Kendall Langford had a shot at him, and he's still down back at the 45-yard line.
Holding. Offense, number 59. 10-yard penalty. Replay third down.
There's the hold, and it's going to negate the play. This was a touchdown if Colin Kaepernick wanted it, and these are the inexperienced eyes of Colin Kaepernick. Watch his receiver out of the slot, Kyle Williams. Chris, they forget to cover him. There is nobody on number 10, Kyle Williams. This is an easy touchdown. That thing could have gone 1,000 yards, and Colin Kaepernick didn't see it.
Jonathan Goodwin, the center, called for the penalty. So it'll be third down and 20, backed up at the 47 of San Francisco, and Kendall Langford, who almost had the sack on Kaepernick, leaves the field injured. Remember, Kellen Hurd was cut, part of the disciplinary action. Eugene Sims is inactive with a knee injury for the Rams on the defensive line. So William Hayes comes in, number 95 for Langford.
And if Kaepernick would have saw that, he would have thrown it long before the hold ever happened. That would have been a touchdown.
He's on the run again. Gets away and has to keep and go out of bounds. Jolan Dunbar ran him out of bounds. It'll be 4th down. And Alex Smith is being evaluated by the medical staff of the 49ers. I asked about a game plan changing. Certainly for San Francisco it changes, Tim, but I wonder if the Rams now defensively, knowing they have an inexperienced quarterback in there, adjust their game plan as he is on his way to the locker room. There goes Alex Smith.
Yeah, I think beef up for more run game. I mean, clearly the 49ers down 7 here with their second-year quarterback who hasn't had a lot of reps. They're going to have to lean on the run.
Andy Lee drives one over the head of Amendola, and it goes into the end zone. Ram offense will take over at the 20-yard line. Rams have the lead. They have the football, and Alex Smith is being evaluated. Alex Smith has been knocked out of this game. He did throw a touchdown pass after the 49ers trailed 14-0, being evaluated by the medical staff.
He looks like he's in a daze. I mean, the eyes say it all. We could see it when he was standing on the sideline.
Colin Kaepernick, the quarterback for the moment for San Francisco, as Sam Bradford steps in. He's been 4 out of 5 so far in this game. 1st and 10 from the 20. Bradford in trouble and throws it away. For more on Alex Smith, let's check in on the field with Jamie Maggio.
Thank you, Chris. You just saw Alex Smith leaving the field. I've been informed by the 49ers staff he is out of the game with a concussion. He will not return.
Thanks, Jamie. And this is where a hit with Jolan Dunbar happened, and he continued to play in the game after this. But then watching his mannerisms on the sideline and cautious over anything related to a concussion.
And you could see the face mask of Dunbar make impact right with the back of Alex Smith's head.
Incomplete. Daryl Richardson, the pass thrown to the rookie running back. It'll be 3rd and 10 for the Rams. Both teams have 3 timeouts remaining. We've lost 1 minute and 12 seconds of time in this game. The officials let the clock run during a measurement. That may come into play later in this game when one team needs time.
It's about time to bring one of those inside linebackers on a pressure for the 49ers.
False start. Offense, number 79. 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
Danny Amendola went to the locker room for the Rams. He was wearing a special protective pad for that collarbone injury and did start today. So now you got Amendola and Alex Smith, a couple of key players for these offenses in the locker room being checked on.
And remember, the Rams are already shorthanded, deactivating their wide receiver Chris Gibbons and the corner Janoris Jenkins for this game.
3rd and 15. Lance Kendricks short of the 1st down. An important stop for the 49er defense. They're going to use one of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining, and we have 2:17 to go in the 1st half. Opening drive for the Rams, and that's rookie Brian Quick from Sam Bradford. A 36-yard touchdown run. And Steven Jackson worked the field and then punched it into the end zone to make it 14-0. And then it was Michael Crabtree hauling in the touchdown pass from Alex Smith before he left with concussion-like symptoms.
I'll tell you who's playing fantastic in this game here in the 1st half is Lance Kendricks, number 88, the 2nd-year tight end for the Rams. Not only, I mean, we just saw him on that last catch short of the 1st down, but he has been instrumental in his blocking right in the middle and blocking those defensive linemen against the 49ers.
Johnny Hecker. Ooh, back kick. He's been a reliable punter, but they're going to mark that thing just across, it looks like the 40-yard line, a 13-yard punt. And there wasn't pressure on him, not visible pressure, so right at the 40-yard line.
Right off the side of his foot. I mean, he just doesn't hit that thing square. And he knew it right away. I mean, at the point of impact with his foot, he knew that thing was spinning off to the side.
Special teams miscue.
49ers are shocked to see it. Look at Jimmy Tomsula, the D-line coach. He's got the spot.
Colin Kaepernick, drafted in the second round out of Nevada, his second year, to Frank Gore. They dropped it. It'll be 2nd and 10. It's an incomplete pass from the 40-yard line of the Rams. Nearing the 2-minute mark. You just never know in the NFL. Rams come in as underdogs. 49ers, both teams off a bye week.
I think a perfect example, Chris, of what you just said. Look at the world champion New York Giants today at Cincinnati. Cincinnati had lost 4 consecutive games. They throttled the Giants today.
And the Falcons lose in New Orleans. The Saints are now 4-5. Atlanta losing its first game of the year. Vikings beat the Lions. Kaepernick's throw. And did Vernon Davis hold on? Sure did. It was juggled in the air, but he came back down with it. James Laurinaitis was there with him. And we've hit the 2-minute mark. A very unusual first half, but these longtime rivals in the NFC West, despite what the records are, it's always a juggling act to see who comes out on top. We saw the 13-yard punt. That's Johnny Hecker averaging 49. A boot showing Greg Zuerlein where it went wrong. But now a 3rd and 7.
No, it went right off the side of his foot.
It went right and then wrong. The pass is incomplete. So that was Crabtree. It's going to be 4th down. Bradley Fletcher covering, and this would be about a 54 or 55-yard field goal try. Instead, they're going to bring out Lee, the punter.
Well, that was a big play by Bradley Fletcher, using his right hand to get the pass breakup, because it wouldn't have been a first down, Chris, but it would have certainly been in field goal range.
Danny Amendola, we said in the locker room, and they think that he'll return in the second half. So Austin Pettis back to return punts. Janoris Jenkins, who had done some of that, the rookie corner, one of those players who was deactivated for disciplinary reasons prior to this game on this road trip by Jeff Fisher. And Lee's punt. Perfect. Inside the 5, and drops it in there with the Ram offense will take over. Let's see what's coming up at the Visa Halftime Report. But first, let's tell you about UFC. On Friday, the weigh-in live on Fuel TV. A new episode of The Ultimate Fighter on FX. Then Saturday, December 8th, the UFC returns to broadcast television with the UFC on Fox 5. Fox Sports, the place to turn for hard-hitting UFC action all year long. Highlights coming up at the break. Some of the earlier games, and also that Cowboy-Eagle game that's in progress. Rams have all 3 of their timeouts from their own 4. Steven Jackson runs into a massive wall of humanity. See how the 49ers play this with 2 timeouts. Remember, the Rams do get the football to start the second half. They deferred after winning the coin toss.
And I'm really curious what Jeff Fisher has dialed up for Colin Kaepernick in the second half of the game. Alex Smith lost for the game with a concussion. Jeff is an outstanding defensive coach. I bet you anything their game plan will change some in terms of now defending number 7 versus the veteran Alex Smith.
Well, look at those 4 wide receivers. At least they split them that way. On second down. And they're going to run to Jackson. It'll bring up 3rd down as the clock runs. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the 49ers. They'll have 1 remaining.
I think if anything for Jeff Fisher, and you asked me earlier about changing your offensive game plan or defensive game plan, they'll do what they've done in terms of, you know, counting on defending the run and even more of it with Colin Kaepernick. But one thing I think he will change is you're going to see more blitz pressure. You're going to send pressure on the young quarterback, Colin Kaepernick. Alex Smith is one of the least blitz quarterbacks in the whole NFL. And I know in talking to Jeff Fisher, there wasn't a big plan on sending pressure at Alex today. I'll bet you that changes in the second half against Kaepernick.
And for Jim Harbaugh, he'll have time during the break to go over things with his young quarterback, pressed into a second half in which he's going to have to rally the 49ers. A 3rd and 6, important because if Jim Harbaugh gets a stop, he'll have a chance at a long field goal to end the half.
Watch that wham play with the tight end.
Nope. That's Steven Jackson. Make that Daryl Richardson correction, and he does not get the first down. And the 49ers use their last timeout and will get a chance with the football. Rams scored first on the touchdown pass from Bradford, and then Steven Jackson getting a touchdown run before Alex Smith answered with a touchdown to Michael Crabtree. Tim Ryan, Chris Myers, I'm glad you're with us for the NFL on Fox here in San Francisco. Well, an interesting game so far, but let's look ahead, Tim, to what you expect in the second half with Colin Kaepernick and a Ram team that averages 17 points a game. They already have 14.
Well, this is a huge opportunity for Colin Kaepernick, and as I said, he's going to see pressure. He's going to see the blitz in his face, and he can answer a lot of questions about his ability to be the true backup to Alex Smith. And you know you need your backup quarterback if your starter gets hurt, come in and win 3 or 4 games if he's out that long.
It's a fake, and Hecker completes the pass. It's a first down for the Rams. Rodney McLeod on the receiving end. Hecker from his own end zone. A 21-yard completion. You talked about trickery from Jeff Fisher. You just didn't expect it there.
Well, and the guy who was covering him comes this way. You don't see it here, but he comes in like they're going to block it. And he leaves the guy on the outside wide open. You see Chris Culliver, who is the guy that's supposed to get the gunner out there? And he came in to block it, and now look at Heckert, sees him wide open, throws a very nice pass and picks up a big first down.
It's a good thing we weren't still on camera talking. We might have missed that play. The Rams have 44 seconds and all 3 timeouts. Bradford hesitates, throws, and completes, but short of the 35-yard line.
Take the timeout.
Steve Smith catches the football, but is shoved back. And looks like the Rams are going to use a timeout. It'll be second down.
You better be ready when you get ready to play a Jeff Fisher team for all the trickeration, gadget plays, fakes. And I'm telling you, that situation, you're backed up near your own goal line. The 49ers were counting on sending guys and getting a block and possibly getting points out of it. As soon as they brought Culliver inside to get the block, Hecker saw it, and it was easy.
An excellent special teams adjustment, and the 49ers at the very least would have a chance to get a long field goal to end the half and cut into the Ram lead. Let's check the reaction.
Yeah, we practiced that all week. We got it.
So Hecker overcomes the 13-yard boot that slid off his foot, the punt that put the Rams in a tough spot. Incomplete. It'll be 3rd down and 6.
You know, I was shocked, and Jimmy Tomsula, I think he's one of the best defensive line coaches in the NFL. I was shocked when I looked up and saw that between Justin Smith and Ray McDonald, they've got a half a sack. A half a sack. And I started digging into tape. Is the ball coming out quicker? What's happening against those 2 defensive tackles? They're just not getting the pressure.
Danny Amendola is back on the sideline. Encouraging news for the Rams on 3rd down and 6. And Bradford goes down. There's a sack. Aldon Smith now has 8.5.
And this is all about Justin Smith. This is what I call the grab text. T for the tackle first. He's going to get up there. Aldon Smith's coming underneath. But watch the left arm of Justin Smith. He's going to grab Shelley Smith. He can't get off. 80% of Aldon Smith's sacks have come by Justin Smith holding that offensive guard to free him up.
Is that defensive holding?
That's illegal. It's illegal. It is a defensive hold, but because of the position of the umpire, which he was in his proper position there, standing by, he didn't see it. That should have been called.
But the Rams on the road lead 14-7 at the half, and they'll get the football to start the 3rd quarter. Let's head to Kurt Menefee. Getting ready to start the second half. Rams have the lead and will get the football. Alex Smith, who led them to the NFC Championship game at a 6-2 record coming into this game, knocked out of this game with a concussion.
Boy, and you can see it in his eyes right there as he's standing on the sideline talking to his head coach. Jim Harbaugh. Clearly, Alex knew at that point with the way he felt that he was done for the day. Look, this is a great opportunity for Colin Kaepernick to prove himself, but I think you're going to see Jeff Fisher dial up more pressures. I don't think there'll be the full-blown blitzes at the man variety in terms of the man coverage behind it, because you really fear Colin Kaepernick as a runner. So look for scheme pressures with zone behind it, and we all know Cortland Finnegan and what some of those guys can do at disguising and baiting coverages. See if they can give Kaepernick some problems.
Rams will get the ball first offensively now. I mean, they had success early. Do they slow it down, try to run the ball a little bit more, or stay aggressive?
I think they stay aggressive. I really do. I think their game plan is their game plan. I think you look at them in the running stuff, they've been very effective with Steven Jackson and Daryl Richardson. And then in the passing stuff, they've actually protected pretty well. So I think for the Rams, who have almost 200 yards of offense in the first half of this game, Chris, they stick with what works. It's working.
And get Danny Amendola involved. He does have 2 catches.
Good point.
Follow your favorite team all season long. Go to itunes.com/NFL. Jim Rye, Chris Myers, Jamie Maggio down on the field, and Isaiah Peed, the rookie from Cincinnati, back to return the kick of David Akers. We've already seen a fake punt from the Rams, and if you missed it earlier, 2 players suspended, or I should say deactivated for disciplinary reasons on this West Coast road trip, Chris Givens and Janoris Jenkins. And a 3rd player, Kellen Hurd, defensive lineman, has been released. Second half, Rams with a 14-7 lead is underway. And Pete, who had an earlier fumble that they retained possession of, watches that go through. They'll come out to the 20-yard line. Let's head down to Jamie.
All right, thank you, Chris. I asked Coach Harbaugh about Alex Smith's concussion. Per league rules, he cannot speak to the severity of the concussion. They are evaluating him, and Coach Harbaugh said they do have faith in Colin Kaepernick as their backup quarterback. Jeff Fisher said that trick play, not necessarily something they were working on in practice this week. He said when they start creeping, we've got a punter that can throw the ball. We're going to use it. This is exactly what we wanted, the way to start the game.
What a gutsy call on that fake punt that kept the ball out of the hands of the Niners as Steven Jackson is met hard going across the 20-yard line. First half stats as Danny Amendola is back out there for the Rams.
Yeah, both teams have been able to rush the ball at a pretty good clip, as you see there. The 49ers with only 66 passing yards. Give credit to the enemy, that being the St. Louis Rams defensively. And the Rams have gotten the 49ers in the situation that they wanted them in, 3rd and 7+ in that situation, 1 for 5 in this football game.
Quick pass is caught by Amendola, and he can't get away. He'll be brought down at the 25 by Carlos Rogers. It'll be 3rd and 5. Time of possession, the 49ers have that edge. And I'm going to keep bringing this up because the officials, when they went to measure, let the clock run a minute 12 of extra time. That once they went to the next play, you could not rework the clock. And that may figure in a close game later because it's going forever.
Absolutely. Situation here, as we just showed on the stats there, 3rd down has not been good to the St. Louis Rams today. They have yet to convert one.
Bradford's throw is caught by Danny Amendola for a 1st down, short of the 40-yard line. Carlos Rogers, who picks up the slot receiver, was with him, but Amendola with a big 3rd down catch after a gain of 14.
And what a good throw by Sam Bradford. And this is why he was the #1 overall draft pick. That ball comes out of his hands. That one had a little wobble on it, but very accurate. Look at Amendola. We saw him fumble earlier in the year against the Redskins. That's still in his craw. He talked about it yesterday when we had a conversation with him. He is cradling that ball and protecting it in the open field with both arms.
Had 16 catches in that win over the Redskins and Robert Griffith III as Steven Jackson carries. Gets up near the 45-yard line. Rams come in trying to end a 3-game losing streak, and as Jeff Fisher said, that trip over in London against the Patriots after the bye week, it was three hours of hell in the game. Otherwise, he thought a valuable learning experience for his young team.
Well, I think and they got the youngest team in the NFL in terms of their roster. I think all about camaraderie and developing as a football team in your relationships with your teammates. You got to be able to trust the guy next to you, really on and off the field.
Jackson with 65 yards rushing, gets another carry. Falls just what looks just short of the first down, depending upon the spot.
I think Sam Bradford said it in talking to him yesterday. He said, you can't come in here and be in awe of this outstanding 49er defense. And when he first said that, in my mind, when I heard it, I was like, well, maybe they are in awe of him. And if you're talking about it, maybe you do feel like you're outmatched. And that has not been the case here on the 49ers home field. The Rams have gashed him in the run game for 6 yards of crap.
All the Rams need is 1 yard here for a first down, actually less than that. The ball's loose. Looks like Britt Miller has it, the fullback, but does not have the first down. If that was a designed play, it didn't work.
I think Bradford fumbled the snap. I don't think that was the old fumblerooski. Set it on the ground and let somebody grab it and run it. Not in that situation. And Britt Miller actually had a little opening if he could have kept his balance. Once he picked up the ball, he just fell on his face.
Rams with a fourth down. Not necessarily a punt with old hot-handed Johnny Hecker back there.
I'm not talking. Anything can happen.
A quarterback in high school who completed a 21-yarder to dig the Rams out of a hole and maybe keep San Francisco from a field goal try.
Did you call him Johnny Hot Hand?
He's a rookie. We can give him a nickname. Ball bounces out of bounds. He had that embarrassing 13-yard punt off the side of his foot. He felt bad about it. 49ers will have the football for the first time here in the second half. Across the Golden Gate Bridge at Candlestick Park, where the San Francisco Giants played from 1960 until 2000. Now their own park, of course, the world champion San Francisco Giants. On first down, Kaepernick's throw complete. Kyle Williams has ball's out. He fumbles it. Looked like he got it back. Whoa. And he did get a first down. I was just going to mention that the 49ers to start the second half on their first possession have scored 34 points. That's the tied for the most with the Giants coming into this weekend. But that's with Alex Smith as their quarterback.
And Kyle Williams just dodged a major bullet after he dropped that ball or it got knocked out and was in position to get back on it.
Quentin Michael looked like he pulled it out or had a chance at it.
Yeah, Quentin Michael, you're right, Chris. Good eyes with his right hand just ripped at the ball and ripped it out. You'll see right here the safety 27 whip. He rips it. It goes down. And just that ball's shaped kind of funny. It bounces in weird directions, and it bounced perfectly that time for Kyle Williams where he was able to get it.
On first down,
look at Chris Long.
Gore got nothing and had to like it.
That is so good by Chris Long on Vernon Davis. And Vernon, the tight end for the 49ers, has no problem blocking defensive ends. She's going to peel down here. Watch Chris Long squeeze it. He's going to squeeze it down, open his eyes, then disengage back to the outside where the cutback comes from and really make a tackle for about a half-yard gain. That's impressive.
It's not all about sacks for Chris Long. He does have 4 this year. But he and Robert Quinn, quite a tandem for this Ram defense. Kaepernick on 2nd and 9. Throws high and incomplete for Delaney Walker. It'll be 3rd down. Let's get a game break and head to Los Angeles.
All right, Chris, thanks a lot. Well, Michael Vick already out of the game with a concussion for the Eagles versus the Cowboys. So this is the rookie Nick Foles. Nice protection, first career touchdown pass. Jeremy Maclin, 44 yards. The Eagles up on the Cowboys in this NFC East showdown, 14-10. A lot of time left in the third quarter. Chris and Tim, back to you. Not a bad throw for the rookie.
And Patrick, because of the concussion to Alex Smith, Colin Kaepernick facing a 3rd down. He's already 2 of 6 in this game. Incomplete, threw high for Mario Manningham. Kaepernick is 6'4", 230 pounds. He was actually not only drafted here, but back a couple of years ago, the Chicago Cubs organization drafted him when he was in college at Nevada. Wanted to try him out as a pitcher.
Chris, he is a phenomenal athlete now. When you look at what he did at Nevada and 10,000 throwing yards and 4,000 rush yards, he's the only player ever to do that in college football. That's impressive, but being a full-time NFL quarterback and reading coverage and getting it out on time with accuracy, still a lot of questions.
Andy Lee boots it. It bounces, and there's Danny Amendola. No flags yet. Danny Amendola inside the 20. All the way down to the 2-yard line of the 49ers. And here comes the flag. Late back at the 41.
How late did that flag get thrown? I mean, I looked down there right when I saw a potential block in the back and thought, well, one's going to get thrown. Took about 6 seconds before the guy threw it. And now Danny Amendola. Either he's, oh no, he's re-hurt that collarbone.
And the return team, number 52, 10-yard penalty, first down, St. Louis.
The penalty is on Justin Cole. And let's see where it took place, and we'll check on the Amendola injury after a spectacular return.
And there it is right there on Cole, and he blocks Anthony Dixon in the back. Amendola looks like he retweaked that collarbone. That's not good news.
Justin Cole from San Jose State, his penalty wiped out a 62-yard return. Amendola stays in the game as receiver on first down for the Rams at their own 31. This is Bradford, who's got time for Amendola. Underthrow. Terrell Brown back there covering. At the end of that punt return, it looked like Amendola was in pain here.
Well, he comes right down. Remember, it was his right clavicle, his collarbone that he hurt several weeks ago. And look at the grimace on his face. And then I think most of all, look how his teammate reacts, Trumaine Johnson right there. Now he's upset that Danny Amendola may have said, man, I retweaked my collarbone, or he just realized there was a penalty on the big return, one or the other. Danny Amendola in his next life, I'm telling you, he's a bull rider.
They had to talk about him in the New England game. He wanted to play overseas. They rested him for this one. Bradford has it, throws, held on to by Austin Pettis, his first catch of the game. Danny Amendola, they talk about the clavicle, the collarbone injury that took him out for 3 weeks, and doctors looked at that. They brought it up in medical classes and said it's the kind of injury you see in a violent car wreck. Yeah, it's amazing he's playing again.
I think if it dislocated, and I'm no doctor, but I think if it dislocated in the other direction, it could have hit a life-threatening artery. They could have ended it for Danny Amendola. And he's wearing nothing but a little pad over that thing to protect himself in this game today.
On 3rd and 2, Isaiah Pead checks in. He could be a receiver at running back. That's him, number 24.
Delay a game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Still third down.
Another penalty for the Rams. We mentioned their last 3 games averaging 10 a game. That'll give you gray hairs.
Well, that'll give you gray hairs because you were at 3rd and 2. I mean, that's a situation where you can succeed. They've succeeded 1 of 6 times in 3rd down in this game today. Now they're in a tough spot at 3rd and 7 because of the delay.
So Steven Jackson checks back in. 4 wide receivers.
Ahmad Brooks and Aldon Smith together at the top of the screen.
Bradford throws and completes the pass. Hauled in by Steve Smith, the old ex-Giant and Eagle. And he fell near the first down marker. They're going to measure, but let's watch the clock when they do this. I mean, I don't want to pile on here, okay, but a minute 12 has been lost forever. Interesting in that sequence, it has been stopped. They didn't go to Steven Jackson at all, Tim, and he's run 15 times for 68 yards. And they did get the first down. Jackson does not have a 100-yard rushing game this year.
And that is hard to believe. Now, I know he's only getting 13 carries a game on average this season, and he's not far. He's past that pace already in this game.
And again, Steven Jackson free to become a free agent at the end of this year. There's Daryl Richardson, who had a big run early, the rookie from Abilene Christian. Not as many carries for him, only 2 in this game. As Jackson gets the ball here and fights hard to get to the 42-yard line. Rams scored on their first 2 possessions. 49ers answered. Alex Smith, after he was hit with a touchdown pass, but has since been out of the game with a concussion. It'll be 2nd and 9. The Seahawks are winning at home against the Jets. In the NFC West, things could be shaken up by the end of the day. Bradford, bad incomplete. He couldn't get it past Ahmad Brooks. It'll be third down.
Maybe a good thing Ahmad Brooks did get his hands up and knock that down as he gets his hands up here, because Patrick Willis was all over Lance Kendricks, who was the intended target. Ahmad Brooks having a nice year. Only 4 sacks. But really, when you watch him play, and he had a slow start to his career in Cincinnati, the last couple of years, he has been a very impactful player for this 49er defense.
3rd and 9. Here comes a flag.
Ball start. Offense, number 66. 5-yard penalty. Still third down.
Shelley Smith, the left guard, called for the penalty. The Rams, who do have Roger Saffold back, hope to have their center Scott Wells back next week. He's been working out.
And that'll be huge for them. Rob Turner has done an admirable job, and he knows the system and playing center with Brian Schottenheimer with the New York Jets. But Scott Wells gives their offensive line a major upgrade, big free agent acquisition this last offseason.
Steven Jackson with the reception, plows forward toward midfield. And it looked like that extra push is going to get a big
He's still not down.
first down. His helmet's off, and he's still going.
Now, this is exactly what you want if you're the 49ers. You look, make them throw it in front of the first down sticks. It's 3rd and super long. Come up and make the tackle. I don't think they envision the bulldozer, Steven Jackson, who pushes on Patrick Willis, gets some help from his offensive lineman, and then look at his feet and his legs still driving. Helmet gets tore off, and he is still battling.
They had 3rd and 14, and he made that work. And if you're the Rams, this is what you want. This is a guy who will fire a team up.
And let me tell you something. We know how strong Patrick Willis is. Not a lot of people push Patrick like Steven Jackson was just able to do. He did get a little help from his teammates, but that is awesome.
He's going to catch his breath. Daryl Richardson checks in. He's more of the speed guy. And he got the carry. And there goes Richardson, met hard and pushed back by Deshaun Goldson up from his safety spot. A little UFC stuff going on out there between these longtime rivals. Rams, 49ers, back to the Los Angeles days. And lately it's been heavily weighted in favor of San Francisco, and the Rams are aggravated about it. There's a flag down.
So aggravated. Guys are going at it, and Deshaun Goldson looked like he was right in the middle of it once again.
7 penalties on the Rams. There's 4 have been accepted on the 49ers. Clete Blakeman, our referee, huddling. That's Garth D. Felice, the veteran, going over the call here. Rams trying to end a 3-game losing streak coming off the bye week, and the 49ers trying to win their 7th game of the year.
Think of the last 2 games, 45 points and 30 points against that Rams defense.
Unsportsmanlike conduct. Defense number 38. He took his helmet off on the field of play. 15-yard penalty added to the end of the run. First down, St. Louis.
So you attack on the run. You can't do that. Jackson had his helmet pulled off. This one, they're accusing Goldson of taking his helmet off while on the field of play.
And anytime, Chris, you're in a confrontation on the football field and you rip your helmet off, it's immediate. It's immediate. You see Goldson, he doesn't like getting pushed on and stepped on and kneed by the other players, and he stands up and takes his own helmet off.
Here comes a flag on the run after that 15-yard penalty. It set the Rams up inside the San Francisco 25.
Holding. Offense, number 79. 10-yard penalty. Still first down.
That's Barry Richardson called for the infraction, so that'll back the Rams up on first down. Things getting a little bit out of control here. 1st and 20 with 4:25 and counting from the 32 of San Francisco. Rams lead by 7. They've led all day, and that's Paul Boudreau, the veteran offensive line coach of the Rams. Steven Jackson falling forward. Let's get a game break and check in Los Angeles.
Chris, thanks very much. Depending on what happens in your game, the Seahawks can climb right back into that NFC West. Russell Wilson of the Seahawks, a perfect pass. Sidney Rice, 31-yard touchdown. And it's a 21-7 lead over the Jets. New York's only touchdown coming on defense. Only 80 yards through the air. Chris and Tim, back to you.
Thanks, Patrick. You see the NFC West standings to the moment, how important this game is. The 49ers have already beaten Seattle once. They'll play the second of the last game of the year in Seattle. Bradford's throw, Amendola. Inside the 20. Inside the 15 with a Ram first down.
Good play call. Danny Amendola split out all the way out to the left to the side of Brandon Gibson, who gets a good block on Terrell Brown. But look at the missed tackles. Carlos Rogers falls off. Deshaun Goldson falls off. Finally, Navarro Bowman in pursuit is able to corral Danny Amendola and get him to the ground.
A 16-yard gain to the 13. Both of these teams are 2-0 in the NFC West. Rams and 49ers will play each other again in St. Louis in 3 weeks.
More points here would be great for St. Louis, knowing the fact that Kaepernick is going to have to lead the 49ers back offensively.
Steven Jackson carries his 18th carry of the game. 75 yards rushing so far, and he had the first half touchdown. The Rams closed the regular season at Seattle, so that Seahawk 21-7 lead in the fourth quarter looms large.
I'll tell you what's wild, and you may have mentioned it, is they're going to line up play these guys again within the next couple of weeks. The game being in St. Louis.
11th play of the drive. On 2nd down and 10.
Aldon Smith right there to your left on Danny Amendola, the inside player in the trips formation, 3 out to the left.
Bradford on the run. Gets rid of it in the area of Steven Jackson. It'll be 3rd down. 2 minutes remaining here in the 3rd quarter.
Talked about it at halftime and certainly at the start of the 3rd quarter. The ability to move the chains and start winning time of possession. This game was so lopsided at halftime because the Rams had not converted a 3rd down. Not only have they gained ground in time of possession, they're now winning time of possession, being 3 of 4 here in the second half.
Isaiah Pead, rookie running back, is in. 4 receivers on 3rd and 10. Bradford for Pead. There's a flag down, and then there's another flag down when Bradford was knocked down.
They're going to get Ray McDonald with a hit to the head on Sam Bradford. It's going to be the 2nd flag.
The penalties are turning this game upside down.
I think they'll both be on San Francisco. One on the back end on defense, and then the hit from Ray McDonald on Sam Bradford. And you see Jim Harbaugh yelling he didn't hit him in the head.
There are 2 fouls on the defense on the play. Neutral zone infraction, defense, number 55. That penalty's declined. Personal foul, helmet-to-helmet contact from the quarterback, number 91. That penalty being half the distance to the goal line, automatic first down.
You know, I spoke with Clete Blakeman before the game. He said even when it's not intentional, we err on the side of caution and safety, and even if it's a slight helmet-to-helmet contact, we have to call it.
No, that is a clear violation. I don't like it as a former defensive lineman. You work all game to try to get there. You have an opportunity. You want to hit the guy, but very simple. Ray McDonald's got to lower his strike zone. It's really that easy. And he could have done that, and it was clear helmet-to-helmet with Sam Bradford.
Penalties in this drive, in this game. So now from the 49ers 7-yard line, it's 1st and goal Rams. And there's Steven Jackson pushing forward, trying to get down to the 5-yard line. Not only have the Rams moved the ball here, they have chewed up the clock and kept it away from the 49er offense.
49ers are in a funk in this game, and obviously a huge problem losing Alex Smith to a concussion in the first half. But defensively, I am surprised at how they've been able to run the ball against the 49ers. I really am. And you look at this game, 44 plays, over 6 yards per play for the St. Louis Rams against what a lot of people, Chris, think is the best defense in the NFL.
Danny Amendola at the bottom of your screen. From the 5-yard line, 2nd and goal. Jackson will lose yardage. Coming in to drop him is Aldon Smith.
Well, he just throws a pass rush move, on Matthew Mulligan, the tight end. Watch this arm over, this swim move, quick as a hiccup. Watch this. Whoop. Right inside of him, able to get vertical, get some penetration, and get a big tackle for loss.
What was that noise? Whoop. So now it's 3rd and goal from the 9-yard line. Sam Bradford. Incomplete. 4th down. After their first 2 possessions when they reached the end zone, first time they had gone back-to-back drives with touchdowns, the Rams now in the second half will have to settle for a 27-yard field goal try.
Nice job by Ray McDonald making up for his other mistake. He got some good pressure that time on Sam Bradford, and no way is a fake coming here in my mind. Make it a 2-score game. Zuerlein with the chip shot.
Hecker is the holder. And the Rams will have a 10-point lead. Time running out in the 3rd quarter. The 49ers will have to rally at home. Back at historic Candlestick Park. Last live Beatles performance ever held here August of 1966. But that's Huey Lewis, the Bay Area icon. And the news is that the heavily favored 49ers are trailing by 10 with 18 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter.
With their backup quarterback now having to finish the game, Colin Kaepernick, who's 2 for 7 in this game. Alex Smith lost in the first half to a concussion.
Zuerlein's field goal fattened the Ram lead. That's Ginn on the run. Stop short of the 19-yard line. Rams special teams led by Rodney McLeod. San Francisco on offense after Alex Smith was knocked out in the first half by the Ram defense. There in San Francisco, Giants World Series hero Pablo Sandoval. He's been everywhere. The Panda living large these days. Colin Kaepernick is going to have to rally the 49ers. Pressed into duty here. On 1st and 10, set to throw for Randy Moss, his first catch of the game. Brought down by Dunbar, and that'll bring the 3rd quarter to an end. Rams have led all afternoon and hoping to hang on against the 49ers and their backup quarterback. We're going to the 4th quarter on Fox from San Francisco. From the Bay Bridge, looking over into San Francisco, Colin Kaepernick from the 25-yard line, facing a 2nd down 4. With Frank Gore in the backfield.
There has not been a turnover in this game for either team.
Kaepernick's throw and hauled in across the 40. Manningham with a San Francisco first down.
I'll tell you, that is a big throw from Colin Kaepernick. You see Mario Manningham all the way out to the left is going to fake in, and then he is just going to pivot to the outside, and Kaepernick throws it on time when he's got pressure in his face. That's the beauty of that. Colin Kaepernick knew that he had white jerseys around him getting ready to hit him, and he still delivered a strike.
A 20-yard completion sets up the 49ers from their own 45-yard line. Vernon Davis splits out to the bottom of your screen. Kaepernick is going to keep and go down right at the line of scrimmage. Robert Quinn wouldn't let him go. Kaepernick, who we said he stands 6'4", even as a 4th grader, he was only 5'2" at the time, and said he would grow into a top-notch athlete, or at least thought he would.
Well, he's a top-notch athlete, yet to be a top-notch quarterback. I mean, he just killed that play with something that he saw, and he liked something else and changed the play. And the Rams adjusted with him. They put the trap on it. He had nowhere to throw the ball.
3 sacks for the Ram defense today. Ball's loose. And Frank Gore has it. And he has a first down inside the 45 of the Rams.
And that was an issue, Chris. I got to tell you, coming out of Nevada for Colin Kaepernick, is he never really was under center. He was in the shotgun a lot. So it took him a long time just to get the reps down with the center quarterback exchange of the snap. And he clearly dropped that one. It looked like a good snap by Goodwin and a big-time headsy play by Frank Gore picking it up. And not only that, running for a first down.
Calmly, Gore picks up 12 yards. And San Francisco set up at the 43 of the Rams, 1st and 10. Kaepernick from the pocket for Randy Moss. Tremaine Johnson covering. Kaepernick back in that 4th grade. He wrote a letter when they talked about what do you want to be when you grow up, and he said, I see myself being a pro quarterback one day for the Packers or the 49ers.
There you go. Dreams come true, and a good job with Randy Moss, who just sees the little void in the zone. There's not a better player out there right now than Randy Moss for Colin Kaepernick because of his ability to communicate in-game with what he's seeing and where he can help Colin Kaepernick. And you got 14 years of big-time play in Randy Moss that can really help augment or supplement what the quarterback's seeing.
2 impressive throws by Kaepernick in this drive. Frank Gore carries, and Frank Gore down to the 23 of St. Louis. Let's get a game break and head to Los Angeles.
Well, Survival Sunday between the Cowboys and Eagles going to go down to the final quarter. Tony Romo, beautiful pass to a diving Dez Bryant. It was reviewed, counted as a 30-yard touchdown. Game all even at 17 apiece as they go into the final quarter. Chris and Tim.
Thanks, Kurt. 2nd down 4 after a gain of 6. Kaepernick is losing the football, and it looked like the 49ers got it back. Bruce Miller, the fullback, leaped on the loose football, but the pressure on Kaepernick, it was Mario Hagan.
I told you the pressure was coming with zone behind it. That's exactly what this is. As Mario Hagan comes off the edge, it's a 5-man pressure, and he just takes Bruce Miller and gets off the edge. Colin Kaepernick held the ball far too long right there, especially in that area of the football field. You got to unload it. Hagan knocked it out, and is very lucky Bruce Miller was right there to recover it. And as I said, there's been no turnovers in this game. The 49ers have just dodged a couple of bullets with the ball on the ground.
So now it's 3rd and 18 for the 2nd-year quarterback. Middle of the field, completed at the 20-yard line. Down with it is Vernon Davis.
Well, you see flashes with Colin Kaepernick now of real ability, Chris. I mean, he had Kendall Langford bearing down on him, the defensive tackle, 98 right there. And he's hitting him right when he releases the ball. And look at the arm strength to the middle of the field. On target to Vernon Davis. That's good stuff.
And it's going to be 4th down, and they're going to go for it. You see what they need to get the first down. They went for it on 4th and 1 earlier and converted. Going to have a timeout called. 49ers want to discuss it. They will have 2 timeouts remaining in this half. An important call coming up. Tim Ryan, Chris Myers back by the Bay on 4th and inches. It'd be about a 40-yard field goal they're passing up.
You know, maybe the offense is just going to try to draw them off sides, but I'll tell you, I would just kick it. And, I mean, if you don't get it here, you lose all momentum of this terrific drive. Be a chip shot for Akers.
Frank Gore the pitch. Frank Gore the first down for San Francisco. They have it marked at the 18-yard line. A member of the 49ers injured Mike Iupati.
Yeah, and he's clutching at his left knee. Tell you, that's been huge for the 49ers this year, as they've stayed healthy really across the board, certainly with their offensive line. Going to be good.
Left guard Mike Iupati comes off the field. Leonard Davis comes in. The 49ers did get the first down at the 18-yard line of St. Louis. 10th play of the drive coming up.
Boy, is Mario Hagan mad at himself for getting out leveraged by Bruce Miller on the edge and giving up that first down.
On a big fourth down run, Kaepernick from the pocket goes underneath, juggled but held onto by Gore, and he gets down to the 7-yard line. And looks like Mike Iupati is going to work his way back out onto the field as Leonard Davis trots off. It is a first down and goal to go for San Francisco. Kaepernick still has the football. Touchdown 49ers.
What an illustration right there of the speed and athleticism, Chris, of Colin Kaepernick. It was a really good call by Greg Roman, but the Rams had it defended. They had their middle linebacker on the quarterback just as how you'd want it, just as how Jeff Fisher would draw it up. But the athletic mismatch, and James Laurinaitis is no slouch now. The athletic mismatch, because of what Kaepernick is, he froze Laurinaitis in space, just froze him.
A designed run for Kaepernick. The booth upstairs, the official review.
Looked like his right foot may have been out of bounds before that ball crossed over the inside of the plane. This is going to be tight.
Officially under review, called a touchdown on the field. Ruled a touchdown on the field, Colin Kaepernick's run, but under review by the officials.
Really, really close, and it's the right foot of Colin Kaepernick stepping out of bounds before it looked like the ball crossed the plane. So there's the right foot out of bounds. There's the ball. Has it crossed the plane? Can you really tell definitively from that angle of review?
Clete Blakeman has reviewed things and is discussing what he saw.
Nice drive by Kaepernick either way so far. Impressive.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field stands. The result of the
Third rushing touchdown for Colin Kaepernick this season. An 11-play drive, capping 81 yards. There have been a couple of big throws, and with this extra point, his team will be within 3.
Dodged a couple bullets, too, with the ball on the ground a few times. But guys in his face, throwing lasers for completions. Good for Colin.
David Akers' extra point. The Rams, who once led 14-0, now have a 17-14 advantage after Colin Kaepernick caps the drive for Jim Harbaugh. Backup quarterback Colin Kaepernick steps in after Alex Smith went out in the second quarter with a concussion.
That hat needs a little bend to the brim.
The 49ers are feeling it now, but still trailing by 3. Isaiah Pead back to return David Akers' kick here in the fourth quarter. Pead is bringing it out and gets outside across the 25-yard line. Ball comes out at the end. That was fumbled and recovered. McBath came up with it for San Francisco. And there is a flag down on the other side of the field. They never ruled Pete down. He was hit hard. The ball came out. The 49ers came up with it.
It looked like Tremaine Brock was certainly part of forcing it, and the ball just stopped. As it came out, it never moved. It stayed right in the field of play for Darcel McBath to pick it up.
Darcel McBath came up with the football for San Francisco.
During the return and prior to the fumble, holding on the return team, number 93. That penalty is declined. First down, San Francisco.
Jermel Cajull called for the penalty. Didn't matter. 49ers football.
You've got Pete running. Now there's Tremaine Brock. Here comes Larry Grant from behind. And that ball comes out. And look at it just sit there. I mean, we'll get a better look at here. There's Parrish Cox. And who got it out? Tremaine Brock, excuse me. Ball clearly out before anything touches the ground for Isaiah Pete, and it was just sitting there on the ground.
But what a big play for Darcel McBath. The free agent backup safety scoops up the football, and the 49ers already in field goal range, trailing by 3. Automatic official review of any turnover. The ruling on the field, fumble recovery by the 49ers. Clete Blakeman going over the video and has his call. His review.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is confirmed. First down, San Francisco.
Right away, the players could tell it was a fumble.
And then everybody on the sideline yelling, ball, ball, ball. And Darcel McBath very aware to see it sitting there for him as a gift, and he picks it up and takes it down to the 20-yard line.
First turnover of this game. And at the Ram 20, first down for Colin Kaepernick. And he gives to Frank Gore. And there goes Frank Gore. He is going to score.
I'll tell you, Frank Gore's vision just gets better with every year that he's in the NFL, and he's always been good. But what he sees on this play is unbelievable. And reading the block of Vernon Davis on Mario Hagan, play really not designed to bounce to the outside like that. Frank sees it right away and exploits it for a huge touchdown. And now a donation into the stands.
David Akers with the extra point. How quickly things can turn in the NFC West. In a matter of 6 seconds, a fumble, a run, and just like that, with his 5th rushing touchdown of the season, Frank Gore and the 49ers have the 4th quarter lead. Frank Gore with 93 yards rushing. That's all 5-9 of them. But the touchdown dash gives San Francisco its first lead of the day.
Yeah, now the party's on. Look at those guys.
When the Rams had to settle for 3, it was a 10-point difference. Colin Kaepernick with a touchdown run, and then Gore here in the 4th quarter. And Pete, who lost the handle on the football, is back to return once again.
But Delaney Walker running down here on the kickoff after just having a great block.
This is Pete from his 1-yard line. And he fights to get across the 14-yard or the 19-yard line. They'll be just short of the 20 with a fresh set of downs.
Here's the touchdown run by Frank Gore, and there's really 3 outstanding blocks. You can't see a lot of Vernon Davis, but there's the block I was talking about, the down block on Mario Hagan. Now Delaney Walker is going to get the kick-out block on Quentin Michael, and then Bruce Miller out in front basically runs interference for Frank Gore, who takes it to the house.
When you said they didn't need to change their game plan or get away from the run despite trailing in this game, no matter who the quarterback, you weren't kidding. Daryl Richardson is in at running back. Sam Bradford has 2 fourth quarter comeback wins in his career. One of them this year against Washington. Richardson stops short of the 25-yard line. Let's get an update from Los Angeles.
A lot like your game, things changed quickly in Philadelphia. The rookie Nick Foles in at quarterback throws this behind Deshaun Jackson, bounces into the hands of Brandon Carr. 47 yards on the touchdown. That was 3 plays after Dwayne Harris scored on the 78-yard punt return for Dallas. And all of a sudden, a tie game's a 31-17 Dallas lead. 7 minutes left to go in regulation. Chris and Tim.
Kurt here at 2nd and 5. Richardson and Isaiah Pete in the game. Bradford's throw is caught by Danny Amendola, who lunges for a first down across the 30-yard line. 7 minutes and 20 seconds to go here. No panic time, but Bradford can't afford to give the ball up to San Francisco. Jackson with 71 yards rushing on 20 carries is watching from the 31-yard line.
I think if you're Brian Schottenheimer, you stay within your game plan. There's plenty of time left. You got 3 timeouts. You still got to stay balanced and run the football. Last thing you want to do is get one-dimensional or score too fast.
Sam Bradford. Oh, hit hard. Richardson right at the 30-yard line. And Patrick Willis delivered it.
Jimmy Tomsula, the D-line coach, loves it. These guys will smash you. Here's Willis right here. Richardson's going to come out of the backfield. Patrick's on it the whole way. He is in man coverage. Watch him adjust with Daryl Richardson. And Sam Bradford, honestly, he's got to see that. He's got to see that linebacker in man coverage all over his running back and elect to go somewhere else with the football.
Steven Jackson. It'll be 3rd down. Ahmad Brooks makes the play. The Seahawks beat the Jets 28-7 in the NFC West.
You almost got to wonder how the Rams feel now emotionally. You know, they came out a day early. They suspended 2 players. Made 2 of their starters inactive. They cut another. They've lost 3 consecutive games. Chris, where's their head right now? Down by 4 with 5.5 to go.
It'll be 4th down. Brandon Gibson was running one way and the pass went another.
Yeah, Brandon Gibson's got to have better awareness that that was a full-blown blitz. I mean, the 49ers were challenging the line of scrimmage with a bunch of red jerseys. Gibson's got to see that and side adjust and break his route off for his quarterback, who clearly has to unload it quick.
Danny Amendola in the back. They fake to him. Hecker is going to throw to Kendricks. He's wide open for a first down. Rams into 49er territory. 2 fakes today in the kicking game for the Rams. Both successful for Jeff Fisher.
Now, 49ers had their punt return team out there and certainly chose not to keep their defense out there and go punt safe. You're going to see Danny Amendola to the left. He comes around and gets the fake, and then there's Lance Kendricks who releases. The punter read Larry Grant. As Larry Grant went flying up the field, it was easy for Hecker to see the tight end releasing Lance Kendricks. Another successful fake.
Steven Jackson carries. There's a flag on the play. That was a 19-yard completion by the hot-handed Johnny Hecker, who's 2 for 2 passing.
No. Johnny Hot Hand.
Holding offense on the 59. 10-yard penalty, still first down.
8th penalty on the Rams. Hecker 2 for 2 for 40 yards. Pretty good day punting other than the 13-yard off the side of the foot problem. And here's the penalty that was called.
Yeah, and he just grabs Isaac Sapuaga, who's right there to make the tackle where Steven Jackson wanted to run, and Rob Turner just rips him to the ground.
Now 1st and 20, back at their own 42. Steven Jackson. Four and a half minutes to go here in regulation. Called Star NFL, and you can download NFL Mobile now and get coverage of every NFL game. That's
Star.
You download it, and you get coverage of any game you want. It's been a good game here. The underdog Rams on the road. They have not had a lot of success on the road. They've lost 7 of their last 8 against these 49ers. On 2nd and 14. Bradford's throw. Amendola's catch, but it'll be 3rd down. They have to get all the way inside the 38-yard line of San Francisco to get a 1st down. Are we in that range of 4-down territory after we've already seen a fake punt?
Well, I think it depends on what they can get here. And obviously being down 4, a field goal is not going to do you any good. So I think you are, Chris. I think you are.
So you're thinking 2 downs?
Absolutely. 2 downs. 2 downs to pick up 8 yards. Get something positive here, 3 or 4 yards. Get yourself in 4th and 3 or 4, and you're in good shape.
Bradford complete for a 1st down at the 30-yard line. In between a couple of 49ers. Guess who? Danny Amendola. A 16-yard gain. It was a quick snap.
Well, the defense, look at them. They're not even set. I mean, guys, look at it. They're all just still trying to get to their landmarks and get to their position. Patrick Willis or Navarro Bowman's reaching on the ground to grab his mouthpiece. And he's the one that gets beat by Danny Amendola, who slides in right behind him.
Jackson carries straight ahead. Maybe a yard or 2. Rams have all 3 of their timeouts. We're at the 2.5 mark. They trail by 4.
I'll tell you, this league is high drama, isn't it?
In high def. Second down 8 from the 28 of San Francisco. Sam Bradford floats one and open. Brandon Gibson with a 1st down catch and gets out of bounds right at the 2-minute warning. 1:58 to play after the 49ers have stormed back. The Rams, who trail by 4, are on the move heading to the 4th, the final few minutes. Tim Ryan, Chris Myers, glad you're with us for the NFL on Fox with just under 2 minutes to play. The Rams have all 3 of their timeouts. They trail by 4. It's 1st down from the 14 of San Francisco.
And they can still get another 1st down. Their whole playbook is open. Go 3 wide receivers and give it to the guy with the most desire on your team, your running back, Steven Jackson. Spread them out and run the ball.
Steven Jackson gets down to the 10-yard line. Also a sure-handed runner. Rarely does he turn over the football.
And like I said, the whole playbook is still open. Minute 46, but you've got 3 timeouts. You can run it, you can throw it, you can run the boot game, you can get Sam Bradford out on the edge, especially a down and distance situation like this. Get Sam Bradford out on the edge and let him pick up 5 or 6. Get another 1st down.
Danny Amendola has 8 catches in this game. He's at the lower portion of your screen between 2 receivers. Bradford throws. There's Amendola. Puts a move on. And brought down short of the goal line around the 2. But he does have a 1st down for the Rams. So it's 1st and goal. And Jeff Fisher is going to use a timeout. He'll have 2 remaining.
Holy cow. A couple of things here. Number one, the quickness of Danny Amendola is unbelievably impressive. How he gains separation and gets open. Here he is matched up on Carlos Rogers. We talked about this in the open of the broadcast. Going to fake outside, boom, pivot right back inside. And then I think the other thing that needs to be talked about is the speed of Dante Whitner. That was a touchdown because of how he shook down Carlos Rogers, and Dante Whitner with enough speed to catch him from behind and keep him out of the end zone.
Amendola with 9 catches for 87 yards. Sam Bradford had a 36-yard touchdown pass to start the scoring in the opening drive. That went to Brian Quick, the rookie. Chris Givens, the speed receiver, deactivated for disciplinary reasons along with Janoris Jenkins on this road trip. And the Rams, who were not expected to be in this game, have a chance to take the lead.
And let's not lose sight, having a chance with a minute 13, that this drive was extended with a fake punt. The second one of the game called by Jeff Fisher.
From the 2-yard line, it's 1st and goal. Fake to Jackson, throw end zone, touchdown, Austin Pettis. And the pressure was on Sam Bradford.
Well, what a pickup by Steven Jackson. And what did Sam Bradford tell us? I trust my life with Steven Jackson as a pass protector. And I'm telling you, the defense was counting on Patrick Willis getting there when you look at how Dante Whitner played the receiver, Austin Pettis. And Patrick Willis came right up the gut and got slammed in the face by Steven Jackson. The receiver flashed open. Good throw, touchdown.
An important extra point by the rookie Zuerlein. And it's a 3-point difference with 1 minute and 9 seconds to go. And the 49ers have 2 timeouts.
Here's Patrick Willis. And under center, the guy can never get to the blitzing linebacker. Steven Jackson does it right here. Look at that. And as soon as he was able to pick him up, Dante Whitner lost leverage on the receiver. Sam Bradford throws it in for the touchdown.
Only the second catch of the game for Pettis, but it gives the Rams the lead back.
And I'm telling you, as soon as Patrick Willis got up in that gap, that A gap between the guard and the center, in Dante Whitner's mind and seeing that Sam Bradford was under center, this is a sack. There's no way Sam Bradford that Steven Jackson can get to Patrick Willis. And it was almost like he turned Pettis loose for the in-cutting route.
Remember Danny Amendola telling us yesterday, he on the bus ride from Kezar Stadium where the Rams had their walkthrough because they couldn't get in at Candlestick. He said, I was thinking about all the trips making out here and facing the 49ers, always leaving with a bad taste in my mouth. I don't want that to happen this time. And Sam Bradford with his second touchdown pass, and he's over 200 yards, has put the Rams in position.
You know what most quarterbacks, Chris, in this league do? When they get under center and they see that inside linebacker up in the A gap and they know they have a pass on under center, they call timeout. Sam Bradford, as he told us yesterday, his trust in Steven Jackson, knowing his guy could get there, continued on with the play.
As he said, I trust him with my life. And that was a first down play. The Rams now dancing with the lead. But there's time for Colin Kaepernick. Ted Ginn Jr. is bringing it out. And across the 20-yard line where he is brought down. So a minute 3 and 2 timeouts for both the 49ers and the Rams. Fox's football coverage doesn't end when the games are over. Kurt, Terry, Howie, Michael, Jimmy, Patrick O'Neill, all the extended highlights. Exclusive interviews, America's #1 post-game show and pre-game show. But the OT presented by Lowe's is tonight after the game, only on Fox. And time permitting, Cowboys and Eagles, you might see the end of that game. The Seahawks have won today. The Giants and the Falcons have lost. The Bears play tonight. Kaepernick is going to keep. Gets a first down, and he's still going all the way up to the 40-yard line. He has 3 rushing touchdowns this season, including 1 in this game.
Watch Kaepernick drop back, and as soon as he sees James Laurinaitis peeling out and running down the middle of the field, he just takes off and runs. And I'm telling you, Jolon Dunbar is a fantastic athlete in terms of his speed out in the open field. He had no chance of staying with Colin Kaepernick there.
4 rushes for 40 yards. He picked up 19 there. Kaepernick completes to Vernon Davis at the 44-yard line.
And they got to get the hurry up going here.
Or use a timeout. They have 2. And there's a Ram slow getting up. Tremaine Johnson, who started at corner in place of the deactivated Janoris Jenkins, is the injured Ram. Already thin in the secondary.
Well, you mentioned Janoris Jenkins being deactivated for this game. If somehow these St. Louis Rams can hold on and win this game, San Francisco's 12-2 here at home in their last 14. How much does his message to sit those guys down resonate with this football team?
49ers need a field goal to tie with 40 seconds and 2 timeouts. David Akers has made a 63-yard field goal that equals the NFL record. And they need to get to the St. Louis 42 to make it a 60-yard try. And here in pregame warm-ups, this is a 60-yarder that Akers made. Of course, that's without the rush. And the red line here shows you where the 49ers need to get the ball to set up a 60-yard opportunity for Akers.
That's the one he kicked in pregame, but only to the 45 for the one that he kicked this year at Lambeau Field, which went 63 and tied an NFL record.
Second down, Quentin Pointer comes in, number 33, up from the practice squad for the injured Tremaine Johnson. A free agent, as Janoris Jenkins can only watch.
As I said, I mean, if they could somehow win this one, and Jeff sending that message that we can win in a big spot without you guys, tail's not wagging the dog in St. Louis. I give Jeff Fisher a lot of credit for sitting down 2 starters in such a big division matchup.
Rams were charged a timeout with that injury. They have 1 remaining. 49ers have 2 on 2nd and 6 from just beyond their own 44. Kaepernick is going to keep and cross into Ram territory, go out of bounds at the 45-yard line.
And there's the 63-yard attempt right there that David Akers was able to punch through in Green Bay in terms of where they are now on the football field.
Rams came in with a 3-game losing streak, trying to dig their way out of the bottom of the division. And the 49ers at the top of the division with a 6-2 record.
Let's also remember David Akers, as good as he's been, and he's kicked more this decade field goals than any other player. He is 14 of 19 and has missed 3 from the 40 to 45 range in 1 block.
Kaepernick is going to throw on the run. Sideline catch is made. Kyle Williams.
Colin Kaepernick once again, Chris, extending the play with his legs, throwing off the run. It didn't look pretty, but it was very accurate to Kyle Williams out there for the first down and clearly in field goal range.
You can't underscore the calm in Kyle Kaepernick, thrown into this in his 2nd year from the 2nd quarter on, at one point trailing by 10.
He just looks like a different guy here in the 2nd half, right, than the guy that came in for Alex in the 2nd quarter.
26 seconds and 2 timeouts, and Frank Gore with a carry. Inside the 24-yard line at St. Louis. The 49ers are going to use a timeout. They'll have 1 remaining with 20 seconds to go.
Look at you.
The Rams led most of this game. The 49ers got back in it when Frank Gore, after a fumble on special teams, and then Kaepernick ran one in. And here was the turnover. Isaiah Pead, the ball just sat there, a break for the Niners. And then Frank Gore dashed into the end zone. The Rams had to come back moments ago, a touchdown pass. Sam Bradford to Austin Pettis. And that's where we have a 3-point difference that Akers hopes to equalize.
Frank Gore has been awesome today. He's over his season average in terms of carries, but he's got 17 for over 100 yards in this game.
Kendall Hunter, the back. Kaepernick still has it, needs to get rid of it, and does. To Hunter at the 15-yard line. We're going to get another timeout here with 11 seconds left, the last one for the 49ers. Frank Gore, his 4th 100-yard game of this season, the 33rd of Frank Gore's career.
Well, this should be interesting, and knowing that you've got a field goal, you know, in terms of the range for David Akers, you can almost count on it unless there's a block. Do you take a shot into the end zone with your 2nd-year quarterback, Colin Kaepernick, and at risk of maybe getting that thing intercepted?
It was interesting using the timeout there. Obviously, you can't let the clock, unless you wanted to just let it run down and kick the field goal.
Well, that's my point. Once they called the timeout, it presents an interesting dilemma. Do you take a shot into the end zone?
He could get sacked, and you're out of timeout.
You get sacked, it's over. I mean, that is a big risk.
Kaepernick was checking the plays on his wristband moments ago from the 15-yard line.
Maybe he just tries a fade to Randy Moss right at the top of the screen.
He's big enough. in that direction, incomplete. And it's Kyle Williams, it's maybe a good thing he didn't catch it. He might not have been able to get out of bounds.
He would have been tackled right in the field of play. He did not spin his head and get it around. And I promise you, you need 16 seconds with a running clock. He comes out of the backfield. He doesn't flip his head. Good chance he would have been, hard to say, but a good chance he would have been tackled right there. And David Akers, there would have been no time with 8 seconds, Chris, to get your field goal unit out there and kick one.
A 33-yard field goal try for Akers, who is 14 of 19. We've mentioned his 63-yarder, which came against the Packers and equaled the NFL record, his career long. Lee the holder. And we are tied in San Francisco. Three seconds remain here in the fourth quarter.
Looked like the hold was juggled just a little bit, but Andy Lee was able to get it down. David Akers gets enough loft on it, puts it right through the middle of the uprights.
Steven Jackson helping the Rams get down there for the go-ahead touchdown. Before the game, went over and shook hands with Frank Gore. In fact, he was saying how he was happy that Gore, they came into the league around the same time, and they've been through a lot of losing years in this division. He was happy to see Gore finally get into the postseason last year.
And neither player, with all their success, and they've been up there, right up there near the top in terms of total yards from scrimmage. Neither one of them, up until last year for Frank Gore, have ever been in the playoffs. Now, Frank got a taste last year. Steven has yet to have a taste of the postseason.
Well, that picture of Chris Long, the wear and tear of a defense, trying to take down the division leader in the NFC West. Still 3 seconds.
I think you just don't even give Pete a chance to return this one. One thing, the 49ers, their special teams are very good, but they have not been good at covering kicks. It's one area, certainly earlier in the year, Chris, where they struggled.
Rams led 14-0, then 17-7, then trailed in the game, then led by 4. Now tied with 3 seconds remaining here in the fourth quarter.
The pooch.
And Danny Amendola fittingly is under it and will slide down to take us to overtime. And the new rules this year in the OT, whoever gets the football first. Remember the adjustment. If you
if you get it first and you go down and you score a touchdown, the game's over. But if you go down and you only get a field goal, then the opponent, the other team that didn't receive, they also get a chance to go down and either get a touchdown and win the game or a field goal to tie it. And then after that, the next score wins.
And all replays initiated from the booth upstairs, regardless of the situation. So first a coin toss, the all-important, to see who winds up with it. Each team will have 2 timeouts in this overtime period.
Well, you mentioned Colin Kaepernick earlier and saying he always dreamed of being a quarterback for the 49ers. And I said dreams come true. You've been dreaming for overtime all season, Chris. You talk about it every Sunday.
I just want a competitive game, and we've had one today. 2 teams playing their hearts out.
Okay, gentlemen, here's the situation. We'll play up to one 15-minute period. Both teams are going to have an opportunity to possess the ball. They'll each have 2 timeouts, and all replays will be initiated upstairs. Okay? Good? St. Louis is a visiting team. Again, the dark side is heads, and the NFL Shield side is tails. Heads and tails, of course. What's your call?
Heads.
Heads is the call. It is heads. St. Louis wins. You want to kick that? St. Louis wins the toss and will receive. Good luck, gentlemen.
Yeah, and listen, what Clete Blakeman just said is not absolutely true. Both teams do not get an opportunity to possess the ball, because if the Rams score here a touchdown, 49ers don't touch it, game over.
No overtime games for either one of these teams this year. This is the first. Jim Harbaugh's expression tells you what kind of afternoon it's been. But with his backup quarterback, Alex Smith, taken out with a concussion, he's rallied against this Ram team. Has showed a lot of fight. A 3-win team with 3 straight losses on the road. And the 49ers coming in at 6-2. in overtime. Rams won the toss. They get the ball first. David Akers to kick off. Isaiah Pead, who had a costly fumble earlier, back to return. This is Isaiah Pead. Knocked down at the 18-yard line. Bruce Miller, well done, special teams 49ers. And here comes Sam Bradford, 19 of 28, 201 yards and a couple of touchdowns, including a clutch throw late in the fourth quarter to get the Rams back out in front.
And remember that week 2 against the Redskins, you and I broadcasted that game. Sam Bradford at crunch time at key spots has been pretty impressive. I can't say enough, though, about Danny Amendola back in the lineup today for Sam Bradford. And the Danny Amendola numbers, wins and losses with him in the lineup, is really unbelievable in terms of the contrast. 9 catches, 87 yards for Amendola today.
He's at the top of your screen. Sam Bradford is going for Danny Amendola. And he's got it! Danny Amendola! I don't know that anybody can catch him. And they do. Dante Whitner ran him down inside the 5. How about that?
Yeah, how about Danny Amendola telling us yesterday and then us repeating what he said today about we've got to beat man coverage. That's absolutely going to be a key in this game. And he ends up, where it really turns into man coverage. It's cover 3, but once, which is 3 deep. But once he gets sidelined to the numbers, it's Carlos Rogers and him man on man. Great throw.
Those of you who just tuned in here in San Francisco, Tim Ryan and Chris Myers, an 80-yard pass play to Danny Amendola to start overtime has been denied because of a penalty.
Are you kidding me? And how late was that? I mean, we had no idea there was a flag even thrown until late. And from what Clete Blakeman said, it sounded like an extra offensive lineman came in to play tight end but did not report. And if you come in and you don't have a receiver number up in the 80s, you have to report, and then he identifies you as an eligible receiver.
You wonder if Jim Harbaugh, the 49ers sideline, had to alert the referee or the officiating crew about that. It negates this play. It was the first play from scrimmage in overtime after David Akers kicked a field goal with 3 seconds left to force OT. Amendola, 80 yards. But it is negated by the penalty. Steven Jackson on 1st down 15. It's been a crazy game with penalties and injuries. Finger pointing.
I got to tell you, I'm confused. I'm still trying to figure out who came in and didn't report.
Aldon Smith coming off the field with an arm injury. You want a little clarity on a play that big, but a penalty is called on, and we just don't have it. Now 2nd and 13. Bradford, Steven Jackson. Steven Jackson fights near a 1st down. He may be a little bit short. All right, let's bring in our rules analyst, Mike Pereira, on a major call that denied an 80-yard pass completion.
Yeah, here's the thing. It was really an illegal formation because the wide receiver at the bottom of the screen was not on the line of scrimmage. Therefore, the tackle, the left tackle, was on the end of the line. You can see it there. And if he's going to be lined up on the end of the line, he must report. So you really only had 6 men on the line of scrimmage.
On 3rd and 1, thank you, Mike Pereira. Pass is almost intercepted. Ahmad Brooks. And it's 4th down.
Boy, what an elementary error by the St. Louis Rams. Illegal formation, which negates that play. And boy, Sam Bradford very lucky here that Ahmad Brooks in great position doesn't intercept that ball. That's twice he's read the quarterback and has got his hands up right in that same spot and got a bat down.
Johnny Hecker, the rookie punter, we've had 2 fakes today. He's completed both passes. The last one led to the go-ahead touchdown in the 4th quarter for the Rams. He'll boot this away. Ted Ginn Jr. from his 28-yard line. Knocked out of bounds up near the 40-yard line. And I want to bring Mike Pereira back, our rules analyst. So, Mike, just for clarification, there was a penalty on the play.
Yeah, and look at it here. So the tackle, as you can see him lined up on the end of the line, that wide receiver was supposed to be up on the line covering the tackle.
So illegal.
So therefore, it makes this an illegal formation and only 6 men on the line of scrimmage. You see you have 5 backs, counting Bradford, that's under center.
One,
so with
two.
only 6 men on the line of scrimmage, it's an illegal formation.
We just didn't see the penalty flag until long after the
Came
play.
in so late.
Well, because the reason that you didn't is because the headlines went in to ask if that tackle had reported. And that's when the referee said no, and that's when he threw the flag at that point.
It's so good to have you, Mike.
San Francisco takes their first time out.
Hey, Mike, since we have you, if you're still with us, earlier the clock ran during a measurement, and a minute 12 was lost, and we heard the officials say to correct the time. But they ran another play, and you helped us out in the background in that once the next play takes place, you can't go back and reset a clock.
Yeah, the rule book's very specific about that. You can make a clock correction, but it has to be before the next legal snap. And once there is a snap, you can't go back. And a full minute 12 ran off, and that's a big chunk of time. Now, the clock operator upstairs who runs the stadium clock is responsible, but also the line judge on the field, he is in charge of supervising the clock, so he's at fault too. But in reality, we always said in the NFL there's 7 line judges on the field, which means that everybody is supposed to be looking at the clock, and nobody should allow an error like that to be made.
And it should have been corrected in a close game in regulation. That would have figured in. Field goal made with 3 seconds left by Akers to tie. 49ers on first down. Colin Kaepernick's throw is hauled in by Michael Crabtree, who gets across midfield.
And remember now, Chris, that the Rams have already had the 1 possession and came up with no points. The 49ers kick a field goal. This game's over. It is now sudden death because the St. Louis Rams have already possessed it and didn't get anything out of it.
And that's why that Danny Amendola 80-yard completion that took him inside the 5-yard line of San Francisco, and then the penalty is so big. That red line would set up a 60-yard field goal try for David Akers. He's made a 63-yarder this season. The pitch to Kendall Hunter. And he gets inside the 45 down to the 44-yard line of the Rams. Frank Gore over 100 yards. Colin Kaepernick in his second year completes 11 of 17 for 116 yards. He ran 5 times for 50 yards, including a touchdown.
Unbelievably impressive here in the second half. It looked shaky now when he first got in the game for Alex Smith, who was clearly dazed and confused with a concussion. It's almost like Gene Christ and Jim Harbaugh, Gene Christ, quarterback coach, they grabbed him in the locker room at halftime and said, look, here's what we're doing, and he has come out and functioned beautifully.
From the 43-yard line, this is Frank Gore. It's down to the 40. It is a first down, San Francisco.
I'll tell you, if I had to count on one kicker in this situation, you wouldn't want anybody better and more equipped than David Akers when you think about his experience all those years in Philadelphia and all the kicks that he has made in this decade. And he's the best in the business.
Kaepernick has it. He can run. Randy Moss blocking on Finnegan. Down inside the 25-yard line. A 14-yard gain by Kaepernick.
He's now cranking it close to 11 yards a carry for this game.
Rams, who preached we need turnovers in this game. They've had a turnover in the last 3. They don't have one in this game.
Whoa, Buffalo Wally! Whoa, Buffalo Wally!
That's Gore falling forward inside the 25-yard line of St. Louis.
Already in this situation where they are down here at the 24, 25-yard line, just keep feeding your running back. Hope to get a first down. If you don't, you're well within range of David Akers. Don't even have the risk of having Colin Kaepernick, in my opinion, having Colin Kaepernick put air in the football and throw it.
And with David Akers, as you said, a field goal wins it. Right now, you're looking at a 42-yard field goal try if they gain nothing. This is Gore on the pitch.
Not a big fan of that play.
He'll lose yardage.
Yeah, don't no toss. Don't show the defense the ball, and Jim Harbaugh knows it. I mean, really, they tried to get too cute. Just pound that run up inside with Frank Gore, who between the tackles is going to get you positive yards.
There's a loss of 3. So now 3rd and 12. A 45-yard field goal try if they get nothing here. In overtime. 6-2 San Francisco. 3-5 St. Louis.
Whoa, Buffalo Wally! Whoa, Buffalo Wally!
Timeout. 49ers.
Well, you know why? They were just about to get a delay of game. 1 second left on the play clock.
And they used the 2 timeouts they were given in the overtime period, so they're out for this session. Facing a 3rd down. Starting the second half of the season, Jim Harbaugh said we're only guaranteed 6-10. And the Rams trying to correct some embarrassment in their last few games.
And what else did Jim say? Play great or get beat. That's the way this league is. And they were not playing great in the first half. As a matter of fact, it was ugly, and they were out of rhythm. Alex Smith got hurt. Colin Kaepernick came in, didn't look good. The second half's been a different story.
Those are 2 Rams that are tired of losing to the 49ers in these twice-a-year NFC West collisions. Frank Gore will get positive yardage and set up on 4th down in overtime. A field goal try for David Akers to win it. 41 yards when they spot it down. The punter, Andy Lee, is the holder.
And remember, on that last field goal, it was a little bit of a shaky hold by Andy Lee.
Brian Jennings is the long snapper. The Rams have capable special teamers to put the block on. The kick. No!
Now that's 6 field goals David Akers has missed this year, and that is unbelievably uncharacteristic for a game winner, and he just pushed it straight left. I mean, he just pushed that thing straight out to the left as you watch it here.
The officials don't seem sure themselves.
And it's only reviewable if it's under the top edge of the upright. It is not reviewable over the top of the upright.
The snap and the hold looked okay. And it's no good. So the Rams from the 31-yard line, that kick, that one miss may change a lot in the NFC West.
Prayers answered for Sam Bradford and Steven Jackson and all those Rams standing on the sideline.
The rookie from Abilene Christian, Daryl Richardson, is the back, and he gets the carry. Stop short of the 35-yard line. 8 minutes remaining here in overtime. The Rams led early. 49ers rallied to tie on an Akers kick, and here in overtime for the win, misfired.
Yeah, clearly outside the edge of the upright. And the official standing right underneath the upright, no doubt has the best vantage point to see whether it's on the inside or on the outside of the edge.
from the Ram 34. That's where they spot it. Second down 7. Bradford's throw. Brandon Gibson has a first down. Sam Bradford with a couple of touchdown passes in this game.
And again, as I said earlier, at the end of regulation, when they were able to go down and score before the 49ers got it and got the field goal, is St. Louis, you got 7 minutes. You got 2 timeouts left here in overtime. Your whole playbook's open. You can still run the ball. You can use the short passing attack. You can attack the middle of the field. It's all wide open.
Steven Jackson fighting to get to midfield. You saw the line a moment ago. The yellow line, the first down. The red line would put you at a 60-yard field goal. And for the Rams rookie kicker, Greg Zuerlein, he's made a 60-yarder this year. There's that red line that the Rams need to get to.
And Chris, I love Daryl Richardson. And you know, you get it in position for Zuerlein. He can bomb it, as you said. There he is, number 4. But I'm not taking Steven Jackson out of the game if I'm Jeff Fisher or Brian Schottenheimer here. I am rolling with the beast, Steven Jackson. We know about his desire.
On 2nd and 3 from midfield. Here's Danny Amendola. There's Steven Jackson, who has the football, trying to get outside and does not do it. Excellent play by Ahmad Brooks. Amendola was in the slot, but they opted to run it.
Well, this is where Ahmad Brooks doesn't get enough credit as a run defender. And watch him as Lance Kendricks is coming to kick him out. Watch him squeeze Lance Kendricks down, but keep his outside arm free to where he can react to the bounce play. Perfect.
They lost a yard. It's 3rd and 4. What a catch by Danny Amendola. First down Rams to the San Francisco 40.
What a throw by Sam Bradford. Both guys, Chris. I mean, that was good coverage by Carlos Rogers.
10th catch of the game for Danny Amendola.
He is a firecracker. I mean, look at the coverage on Danny Amendola. And Sam Bradford threads the needle, and then the concentration of Danny Amendola to capture the football for his 10th catch of the day.
The 3 games he was out, the Rams lost all 3. Steven Jackson has room to run. Inside the 35. Brought down by safety Dante Whitner.
But Justin Smith got off the ball too fast that time. I mean, he just slanted right up in front of Shelley Smith, the left guard, which gives an easy cutback lane to Steven Jackson.
It'll be 2nd and 2 from the 34-yard line of San Francisco. Daryl Richardson checks back in as Jackson catches a breather. Right now you're looking at a 51-yard field goal try. Danny Amendola at the bottom of your screen. Here comes a flag.
We had 2 guys in motion at the snap. And I think Britt Miller was the 2nd guy who got in motion, and that was the foul.
Illegal shift. Offense. 2 men were moving at the snap. 5-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
Rams, who have had 10 penalties each of their last 3 games. That's 10 penalties for this game.
And you're going to see Kendricks. He'll kind of yo-yo down here, and then Britt Miller moves too immediately. Clete Blakeman, from his vantage point, the referee position, throws the penalty flag.
At the 39 of San Francisco. 2nd down, 7 now. Steven Jackson make that Daryl Richardson inside the 35. The rookie 7th round draft pick carries. Steven Jackson is over 100 yards rushing in this game. His first 100-yard rushing game this season.
It's hard. I mean, you look at the number and the body type of those 2 guys and you can differentiate, but you see the hair hanging out of the back of the helmet.
3rd down and
get him confused.
A long 2. And we're going to get a timeout for the Rams. Field goal try. We mentioned Greg Zuerlein, who is the rookie kicker He's hit 17 of 20 field goals. In fact, Tim, the 3 that he missed came all in one game. That was against the Dolphins on the road, and that started the 3-game losing streak.
And Chris, I asked Jeff Fisher yesterday in our time that we got to spend with him. I said, where's the confidence of your rookie kicker, and how do you recapture him after those 3 misses at Miami? He goes, the guy's fine. He's absolutely banging him and bombing him. He's got thick skin.
And he made a 60-yarder in pregame warm-ups as well here at Candlestick. You still have a 3rd down and short, but look at it, a 52-yard field goal try if they get nothing. What a start to the second half of the season for these two teams.
Crazy.
Jeff Fisher with this Ram team, they've already won more games than they did all of last year. And Jim Harbaugh trying to get another division title, leading at the moment in the NFC West. Steven Jackson carries, falling forward to the 35-yard line in the arms of Justin Smith. Remember, we can still have a tie game if you go through overtime in a regular season game and don't have a winning team through the first overtime period.
Brad, I've been waiting all game. Can you throw his nicknames out, or does he have to make it first, Greg Zuerlein? I know he's got like 3 or 4 you really like.
Young Jeezy is the one
Young
that
Jeezy.
Ram fans like. Legatron, because of the strength of his leg, but they just want him to kick the game winner. Officially, a 53-yard try in overtime. There's a flag down.
Delay a game. Offense. A red penalty. Still 4th down.
They even had a timeout to use.
All right, here we go. Keep an eye on this. And I got to tell you, the back judge, who's back here in the back, he's looking. And as soon as that play clock reaches 0, he is taught to look down. If the ball's still on the ground, it's a delay of game. If it's in the process of the snap, they're going to let it go. We had one of these last week.
There were 2 reactions on each sideline. So now it's a 58-yard field goal try for the rookie kicker, who did make it moments ago, but the delay of game negated that. Rams are making it difficult on themselves.
And now know this, at 58 yards, the ball's got to come out a little lower with more velocity, thus in harm's way to get blocked.
He missed it.
Okay, now look where the 49ers are getting the ball because he missed it. They will get the ball, Chris, near midfield, right at the spot of the kick.
I mean, Jeff Fisher has to be beside himself. Zuerlein made the field goal, but the penalty cost him.
Danny Amendola taking it out on the Gatorade bottle. Here's Jim Harbaugh keeping his eye on it, the head coach. Look at those big eyes by everybody on the sideline of the 49ers. Still alive. Tell you, penalties for St. Louis, it's been a problem over the last 4 games, and they just got crushed by one. 11 penalties, 70 yards in this game.
Wow, 49ers take over at the 48-yard line. 2:42 to play in overtime. That's Colin Kaepernick. Out of bounds at midfield. Last tie in the NFL, 2008, with the Cincinnati Bengals and the Philadelphia Eagles.
Is that when McNabb didn't know the rules at the end of that game?
Well, they've changed since then.
Well, yeah, I know.
We do get a 2-minute warning. The red line shows you the area where the 49ers have to get for a 60-yard field goal try. And that would also be the first down mark. Frank Gore, as Laurinaitis is in on the tackle.
Well, and the Rams were very aware right there on 2nd and long that a run was coming because they run blitzed it. And they brought their linebackers in and blitzed the run, and it was effective.
So each team has missed a field goal. David Akers and, of course, the 58-yarder for Greg Zuerlein. But if Jeff Fisher's team or Jim Harbaugh's team don't end it in this overtime, then this will go down in the books as a tie game. And we've reached the 2-minute warning here in the overtime period. Rams and 49ers tied at 24. San Francisco has the football. In San Francisco, Patrick Willis telling David Akers to hang in there. He missed from 41 yards in overtime. Moments ago, Zuerlein missed from 58, but he made a 53-yarder, but Jeff Fisher's team with a penalty wiped that out and pushed him back.
Well, Chris, and coaches hate pre-snap penalties, and there have been 2 at the end of this game in such important situations. The Danny Amendola 80-yarder right at the start of OT down inside the 5-yard line, brought back for illegal formation, and then a delay of game. Those kill coaches.
A big third down here with 2 minutes remaining in overtime. That's Colin Kaepernick, who gets sacked. Chris Long with a big play. Quentin Michael helping out as well, and now they're going to have to give the ball up.
Yeah, that's the worst thing that could possibly happen for the St. Louis Rams, pushing them right out of potential field goal opportunity, or excuse me, San Francisco. And it's Chris Long right here who gets matched up on Frank Gore. Excuse me, that's Frank on Quentin Michael, and then Chris Long comes to the inside and is able to get a huge sack.
And the Rams used their last timeout in overtime. Remember, each team is granted 2 in the additional period here. So on 4th and 15, Pro Bowler Andy Lee back to punt. Young Colin Kaepernick pressed into duty in the second quarter after Alex Smith went out with a concussion. Danny Amendola, his first game back since the collarbone injury. 10 catches in the game, 97 yards. Back to return the punt.
Well, if they give him a chance to field it cleanly, watch his desire to make something happen.
Amendola has it. Spins forward just across the 14-yard line. Good special teams coverage by the 49ers. Just over a minute and a half for Sam Bradford to go to work.
What a huge sack by Chris Long. Are you kidding me?
No timeouts.
Well, you got no timeouts left. You got to get down into field goal range. You got a long way to go. The middle of the field is going to be wide open for them if they want it.
And you don't want to go 3 and out in a hurry and give the 49ers a chance at a long field goal.
Absolutely not. So you may want to start with the short passing attack just to get some ground and make some headway towards field position if you're Sam Bradford, and it's got to be out near the sideline.
Pressure coming. Bradford's throw. Nice catch. Austin Pettis. And he stays in bounds. Pettis had the touchdown catch in the fourth quarter to put the Rams ahead. And then David Akers needed a game-time field goal with 3 seconds left to force overtime.
Pettis looked like he got up limping around a little bit. Watch Amendola out of the slot here at the bottom of the screen.
On 2nd and 5. Pass is tipped and incomplete. Pettis looked open.
Now he's hurt. He's out of the game.
Ahmad Brooks got his arms up. And Pettis is over on the sideline in pain.
This is the 3rd time today. Ahmad Brooks, who just keeps his eyes on the quarterback. I mean, he is so outmatched in terms of size with Barry Richardson, but he plays with great leverage. He keeps his eyes on the quarterback, and as soon as Sam Bradford pulls that non-throwing hand off the ball, Ahmad Brooks knows it's coming out. He gets his hands up. 3rd back down of the game.
3rd down and 5. A minute 8 to go in overtime. Pressure is picked up and almost intercepted. Here comes a flag thrown in the secondary. Dante Whitner had the ball thrown right to him and couldn't hold on.
You're going to get defensive holding here, I think, on the back end against San Francisco is what it looked like.
And that'll give the Rams a first down.
Holding. Defense. Number 52. 5-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
Patrick Willis called for the penalty.
And Patrick Willis is here, and Lance Kendricks is trying to get out on the route. Oh, yeah, and he had Patrick on a double move. He faked out and came back inside, and Patrick knew he was going to be beat on that route. That's a matter of fact right where Sam Bradford threw the ball, and Patrick Willis just grabbed it.
Now, if you're the Rams, they don't have any timeouts, neither do the 49ers. So at the very worst, you get the tie here or you get the win. You should be controlling the rest of this overtime and this game. That's Isaiah Pead, the running back, the bottom of your screen, lined up as a receiver. Bradford throws that way. He's got a block. And Isaiah Pead across the 36-yard line for another Ram first down. The ball came out at the end of the play, but it appeared to be ruled down on the field of play.
Well, and everybody's getting up slow, in particular the 49ers, and as they do, that's just clicking, and Jeff Fisher's going crazy. You got to spike it. You got to clock this ball and stop the clock. It's first down.
35, 36 seconds. We've already
they're killing him with the spot.
Yeah, they cost the Rams 7 or 8 seconds by moving that ball. The officiating crew has already ruined the clock in the first half. They missed a minute 12 earlier in the first half of this game.
And there's the play by Pead, and that ball clearly gets ripped out by Ahmad Brooks. He's already laying on his back.
But the re-spot cost the Rams 6 or 7 seconds. So now they're at the 28-yard line, and it's third down. Bradford's throw to Danny Amendola is good for a first down up at the 38 of St. Louis.
That is not an easy throw from the quarterback, I'm telling you, and especially where you got to locate that ball. You know Carlos Rogers is in man coverage. You got to go throw low into the outside for Danny Amendola to get him the completion for the first down, get him out of bounds, and stop the clock. Perfect.
Greg Zuerlein has made a 60-yard field goal in this his rookie season. 24 seconds remaining. Pressure coming, and Bradford goes down.
That's it. This is going to be a tie game.
Aldon Smith.
They can't get back to the line of scrimmage fast enough. The Rams they were walking to get back to the line of scrimmage. Now they turn it on and try to run back to the line. There's going to be 5 seconds left.
And you're not even going to be able to try a long field goal.
Bad awareness by some of the St. Louis Rams. I know you're against all odds, but Lance Kendricks and all these guys, they're walking 20 yards down the field.
It may be fitting that Aldon Smith gets a sack just as Chris Long got a sack for the Rams. And in an overtime period between two teams fighting in the NFC West, they get nothing.
And that move, Justin Smith hitting the gap between the guard and the tackle and drawing 2 defenders, and Aldon Smith wrapping underneath unblocked. That is the best pass rush stunt for the 49ers, bar none. It's been effective today.
Haven't had a tie in the NFL since 2008. The Rams have 11 penalties already in this game.
Delay game. Offense.
Game's over.
5-yard penalty. Still third down. Please put 6 seconds on the game clock.
$12 penalties on the Rams in this game.
And here's the game clock. And there's the play clock. You see there, clearly down to 0 before the ball was snapped.
49ers have 3 defenders lined up way back at their 33-yard line, preparing for that Hail Mary or pitch and catch or whatever else the Rams might try here. Bradford throws. Caught. Time has expired on the clock. But the way the clock has been run today, we don't know for sure. And the game
both of these teams
is over. I see zeros. And so a tie game with the Rams and 49ers is like kissing your NFC West rival. We'll have more from San Francisco.